Welcome back to more streaming on the stream when we stream. You know how it is. Let me see. Let me get the counter up, and let me get this counter up. Counter up. Do. This one and this one. Okay. I think we did it. Cool. Not shorts. They're not shorts. They're skirts. But that's alright. Okay. I'm in an area where there's no snow. I should have checked if there's snow. On my other account there was snow here, so there should be snow here now. Yes. Okay. Did I? I don't think I got any petals. I don't think so. Yep, I didn't while I was gone. While I've been gone, yeah. Only you. Na. Do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. To be honest. Yo, did I not? I didn't do it. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. Rix.
Hello. Hi.
How was life?
It's something. How are you? What was your day?
I'm doing alright. I'm gonna turn it up. I think I turned my headphones down, so I'm just starting to turn people up.
Okay.
At this point.
Sounds good. I'm gonna Google something really quickly.
I'm gonna Google something really quickly. There's nothing you can do about it. Oh, I didn't do it. Why didn't I do it? Oh. Boom. Hey, so what's your bets on the snowflake? Am I ever gonna get it?
For today's stream, I would bet and 7 nickels that you get it today. I know the odds are very low for that, by the way.
The odds are very high that I get the shiny.
Really?
Yes, like stupid high. So technically my odds don't change. It's still 1 in 512. So I'm 3 times over odds. But my odds are still 1 in 512 that I run into a Cragnole and shiny. Yeah, statistically, I'm supposed to have ran into 3 of them by now.
Yeah.
I've seemed to always stream whenever I'm doing something. I seem to always stream whenever some machine in my apartment is going on. So I had my dishwasher last time that was going on. And now it's my washer and dryer that are just vibing.
Oh, you're doing laundry. Fun times.
Doing laundry for once in my life.
I'm proud of you.
I hate snow.
I'm proud of you. I hate snow. It's a running joke at this point. I'm trying to do things in my video game, and I'm having a wonderfully awful time with it, of course.
I just want the shiny to happen, and obviously I know. Wow, crazy, right? But like, seriously.
Wow, I can never.
I know, I'm such an incredible thinker. they should really hire me to think. You know? So.
I hope my sarcasm was imminent.
God. Okay, there we go. But yeah. But I want to get it like early in stream.
Do you just kind of want to be done with having to shiny hunt Slom right now?
Yes. I feel like I'm shiny hunting Snom at this point.
Watch you get Snom before you get the other one.
No, I'm gonna scream.
You'd scream, really?
I would literally lose my mind.
Or do you just never shiny hunt Cryogonal again?
I would probably take a break. I'd be like, I'm not hunting this right now.
I mean, valid. I feel like everyone would understand.
I would understand, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see I got my shiny Starly?
And let's go.
No.
Or BDSP, I'm sorry, I
got my
forgot
shiny
what
Starly in BDSP. My uncatchable shiny Starly.
I did not see that, but it makes sense.
What do you mean?
Everyone gets a shiny Starly when they're hunting in BDSP, it feels like, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't mean it in like a
There's a lot
derogatory
wrong with
way.
that.
Right?
There's a lot wrong with getting a shiny Starly rather than getting a anything else.
I can't tell if there's satire right now or if I said
I am
something
very
totally
upset
wrong.
that I got a shiny and it was uncatchable. And that was the first one I got.
That's fair.
I'm gonna say that this thing is gonna shine at 1524. Clip it.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna happen. I'm telling the truth.
Uh-huh. You would
I hate
never
Snom.
lie
I
to
hate
somebody. There's lie right there. You don't actually hate Snom.
I am starting to viscerally hate it more and more. Like, it was a joke, but now it's not a joke anymore.
It's not a joke anymore.
Do you seriously want girly boys to dominate you? That's the only thing I think of when I hear that audio.
I don't know what you're referring to. Should I be concerned?
Okay, there's like a femboy thing on TikTok, and it's like, do you seriously want to have girly boys dominate you? That's disgusting.
I've never heard about what you're talking about before, and there's nothing wrong with what you're talking about before.
I'm on the femboy side of TikTok. If you didn't know.
Oh, I knew. I'm not on that side of TikTok, so we see a lot of different things.
Yeah, I've never seen a TikTok For You page at even remotely close to mine. Like, mine is just literally cuteness overload, and that's all that's on my TikTok.
Oh. I don't know why, but I just had... That was an interesting thought process. Everything's fine. I just don't know why my brain is doing this to me.
Brains suck. I want a new one.
Did you say you want a new brain?
Yes.
It's like same.
Mine is defective.
You don't have enough brain cells?
No, I think the problem lies in that my brain wants to have a self-destruct button.
I see.
I thought that was a shiny turtle. Yo, can I get the shiny turtle at 333? That'd be cool. 333. Yeah, I did that right. I didn't think I put enough threes in there.
I think you put one too many threes there at the end, but I wasn't counting.
I
Not
hate
like
snom.
intentionally, but I hate myself too. So if you're hating on things, I'm an option for something that can be hated.
Depends on what day it is.
And you'll bet.
On Tuesdays, I just kind of hate everything. Damn it, it's Tuesday. Tuesday's always the funniest day of the week. Like, if you're making a joke, Tuesday. You know, like, Tuesdays. Because Tuesdays is just like a silly days. You know? Like, if Tuesday were, like, a line, it would be squiggly. You know?
I get what you're trying to tell me, but I think we're on two different wavelengths with this conversation.
You know what's on a different wavelength? A wavy line.
What? True.
Which is also Tuesday. So we may not be on the same page, but we're on the same day. And on that page, there's a squiggly line of a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And on that Tuesday, there's a squiggle. And it's the S of Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
And if you're counting multiple days, there would be 2 S's in Tuesdays.
Alright.
Which would make it even more squiggly. Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
I am. I'm just a little distracted by something else. And it's nothing against you. I'm just looking at things and getting very distracted.
If you're looking at things with an S,
Not those
there's also
type
an S
things.
in Tuesday. No! I tried to hit the craggle. I hit the craggle.
You hate what?
I hit the craggle.
Why do you hate Kayak?
No, I hit him. I don't hate him.
Oh. I think my hearing said no during that conversation.
The only thing I hate is snob.
I mean, if you're willing to, you hate me too, but...
No. I'm exhausted of hating things tonight.
I mean, valid.
You want to hear what happened to me today?
Sure.
So, I'm doing paint work on my friend's car. And I called the local shop that sells paint. And I hit them up and told them what I wanted. And they made it. And then they told me how much it was going to be. And I was like, whoa, wait, whoa. That's not right. Like, it's supposed to be like $400 or $500, not $1,000.
What?
Yeah.
That sounds absurdly overpriced.
And then I was like, well, it's an impressive paint, but not that
It
impressive.
still sounds overpriced.
So I realized that the paint that they sell is an interesting paint because it has a reducer, right? So the paint is entirely way too thick when they make it, but that's how they have to make it to get the right color. So then they have a reducer that's a 1-to-1, which means if you get a gallon and you put the reducer in it, you're going to have 2 gallons. And so I realized, I was like, oh my god, I only need half of what I told him. Because I didn't know it was like this.
So you didn't get overcharged, you just paid double the product.
Yes, but I then went back to him and I go, hey, this isn't right. Like, I am not gonna pay this much because I don't need this much. And you guys messed up because nobody told me the price and nobody told me what it was gonna be. And then they went, oh, well, we can mark it down from $1,000 to $700. And I was like, well, I don't need that much paint. So, and I was like, what is the price if, you know, I got the right amount of paint? And he was like, $450. And I was like, okay, I'll take that much. And he was like, no. And I was like, well, I mean, I'll even pay $500 because I made a mistake. And he was like, no. And I was like, okay, good luck. And so, yeah, like, yeah, I don't know if I'm the terrible person for that one, but
I feel like there was room for both of you to come to a better agreement so that you could have paint to use in the future, and that he still could have made some money off of it, but logically speaking, he would have lost money for what he had if he did sell you cheap paint. So I can understand both parties.
Like, sure, I made the mistake of being like, hey, yeah, this much, when I actually, I mean, I don't know, I'm not entirely even in the wrong for that, because I wanted a half gallon of sprayable paint, which means I would need a quarter of a gallon in actual paint. So,
hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
What's poppin'?
Quiet on my end.
I'm upset.
Why are you upset?
Upset today? Like,
I had to end my stream early.
What?
My PS3 is having an issue.
Is it because it's laying down?
It broke. If you would watch my stream, the game literally stopped loading, in a sense. Because I couldn't go up a hill or anything to get into the next area. All I was in was an oblivion. There's this big wide open space with the sun in the background. And then I closed it down and it would not load. It would get to a certain part and then just stay there. So I had to end my stream early because I was... I wanted to go for at least 4 hours. I only got to go for about an hour.
That sucks.
That does suck.
So it's either the hard drive, the disc, or the laser. Those are the only 3 things I can think of. That could be the issue.
I wish I had a laser.
3. I hate to suggest that it's all 3, but is there even a possibility that it could be all 3?
Why would you say the worst
I
case
highly doubt it because the game actually loads. Like the game loads and actually gets into it, but when you actually try to click on your save file, it just gets stuck at a certain percent. I even went back to the chapter to see if I could just go through that, and it still wouldn't load.
I gotcha.
So I'm upset.
You have fair reason to be upset.
Valid.
Oh, I don't like doing this, but I got to do this for a second.
I'm just not in the mood to stream anymore tonight, I guess.
Relatable. Except I'm streaming.
I know you're streaming. That's why I joined the VC.
Can you guys hear my washing machine?
No.
Not right now.
It is like attacking itself.
Isn't that what washing machines always do?
Good question. Also, I forgot to go to the grocery store.
Bam.
I think I'm just gonna wait until I get paid to go to the grocery store. I think that's probably the best bet.
what would you use to buy your groceries? You just gonna walk out of the store?
Hey, yo.
You just wait until you get paid?
Just gonna thief some groceries real quick.
I did a thing. I'm proud of myself.
Noise.
What'd you do?
What?
What'd you do?
I figured out a really complicated puzzle in my game that I have avoided doing for months.
Oh?
Mhm.
What
Yeah.
use that?
Genshin. It was something that I just was avoiding doing actively.
What like what other game would you be playing? I completely forgot. He said Genshin, like, oh wait, yeah, no, that's totally.
No, yeah, that checks out.
Thanks, y'all. Oh my god, I'm so glad Sebby's not here. Nothing against Sebby, but I have to have accident. I can't be here again.
Gesundheit. Yeah, I didn't hear a word that you said, but that's alright.
Yeah, no, you started like mumbling out.
Oh, I was saying that Sebby not being here means I don't have to worry about my southern accent.
Mm. Relatable.
Why do you worry about him? I'm normally the one who makes fun of him for that.
Yeah, I'd worry about Fallen. Fallen, you should shiny hunt with me.
I don't want to.
But Fallen.
I'm so butthurt right now.
No, don't even like stream. Just do it.
The only thing I'd be doing is like getting eggs.
Exactly.
I don't want to sit here for a bit just to get eggs.
Just vibe in the stream. Have
That's
a
what I'm
game
doing
in
right
front
now.
of you, and scream at the top of your lungs.
Scream Radiohead at the top of my lungs. Yes.
I don't know what Radiohead is. Oh, the game that you're playing.
Me?
Is that the one with like clickers and zombies and stuff in it?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's the game I'm playing.
Game.
Wasn't that
Not
like?
I-
Wasn't the first one with like a girl as like the main character or whatever?
No, the second one has the girl as the main character. The first one has a guy named Joel, who ends up having to take the main character from the second game to where she needs to go.
So the main character of the second game is a side character of the first game.
Yes, but that's just because, spoilers, the main
What?
character from the first game gets
Dies.
off in the beginning of the game.
Fun
Second one.
times.
So did you become the other main character then? Or no?
What?
Never mind. That was dumb. Ah!
You know, I think the hard drive is... I don't want to restart this whole game. It's irritating. I've been playing for 9 hours.
I think it's the soft drive.
The hard... Wow. Okay.
Nah. Correct response. Ah. I need to trim my beard, but I don't know how, so...
It's not that hard.
Yeah, well, you underestimate my ability to do stupid stuff very badly.
I end up just using, whatever the thing's called
Yeah,
that
me
barbers
too.
use.
What?
The thing that
Oh.
barbers use.
I
The
thought
thing
you
that
said-
shaves off a bunch of hair.
I thought you said that barbecues.
Yeah, no, I'll just cut your hair with a barbecue.
A barbecue. What even is, like a grill? Like you're gonna cut my hair
Yes.
with a whole grill?
Yes.
Like one of those giant ones that like your dad stands by at like grill
I
parties?
wouldn't know.
I wouldn't either. My dad never grilled. We never had a grill.
Well, I just never had a dad, really.
That's fair.
Ooh.
Clip it. That
It's
needs
his
to go on
loss.
TikTok. Pillar, welcome to the stream. That was really funny. That was really funny.
I like how both Snappy and Bob joined my stream at the beginning, and then just completely like ditched out on me.
I was there for a while, and then I was like, screw this, I'm out. You know?
Well, I think Bob left like instantly.
Yeah, I think Bob left instantly. I was trying to harass him, but it didn't work. And then I just sat there with my phone just in front of me.
At least I had me, myself, and I watch my stream.
Valid. I mean,
I had my
no,
phone set up to the stream, whatever.
no better audience than yourself, you know?
Well, it would be a better audience if I didn't judge myself all the time.
If you want something done right, you better do it yourself.
Judge myself. That's what I end up doing, then I look like I'm overreacting. That's all it's
Gaslighting.
ever been. It's just,
Just like girl.
oh, you're
Girl
criticizing yourself? Oh no, you're just overreacting.
Gaslighting isn't real, it's all in your head.
Not
I feel like
too
my
much
whole life
with gas, like, so.
I feel like I've always been gaslit my whole life.
That sounds toxic.
Hey, Snappy, look.
How are you? I'm doing absolutely amazing. I can't see your chats on my other screen. I'm gonna like close poll. Here we go. Hopefully it doesn't delete everything. What'd you say?
Snappy, what's the statement? The gaslight girl boss gatekeep one? How does it go? Did I say it right? Or
No, I didn't
Robots?
say it right. Gaslight, gatekeep, grow boss.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think the hard drive is the problem. It's freaking hot. I could cook an egg on this.
Do it. No balls.
I don't have money for a hard drive.
How much is a hard drive?
Lord. Depends on the one you're getting.
Probably all the money that I have.
I mean, if it's like $20, I'll pay you $20 to cook an egg on your hard drive.
I don't know if it might be a little more than 20. How much is this in gigabytes? It's not telling me. Why are you telling me? Oh, 250. That was the same that was inside my laptop at one point. But that hard drive died like a long time ago. Hard drives suck. Personally, I'd rather get an SSD. Those would be so much better. It's just now I have to figure out how to transfer all my save data from this to that without having an issue.
Man, you really got to get that solid state drive, you know?
Well, solid state drives are more freaking reliable. I'd rather be in a relationship with a solid state drive than a hard drive.
Yeah, it sounds difficult. I like reading out like acronyms as like actual words. Like the other day, I was talking to my boyfriend and I was like, yeah, like in 2017, if you don't know anything about cars, this is not gonna make sense. But in like 2017, the American car company was better around the track, and a car company from over the seas was the fastest on the drag strip, which is usually polar opposite. And he was like, "What freaking car was better on the track than Porsches and stuff?" And I was like, "Obviously, the American Club Racing." And he was like, "What car is that?" And I was like, "It's a Viper ACR," which is hilarious, and I think it's funny. Have you ever heard of American Club Racing? And everybody will be like, "No." I'll be like, "Ah, yes."
I've never heard of it.
It's just an acronym tacked onto the end of one of the most famous cars of all time that nobody knows the acronym of.
I don't know. I don't even know. I probably don't even know the car.
It's a Viper. Dodge
Yeah, no, I
Viper.
don't know what that is.
Okay, you should Google it because it looks really cool. It looks like a race car. That's what it is. It's just a race car that people can drive. It is statistically responsible for the most deaths, though. So
Don't you want one too?
Yes, I want a Dodge Viper. I don't have $100,000 though.
Oh, not many of us do.
Like, owning a Viper is just owning a piece of history at that point, you know, like you give your soul to that car.
Oh, yeah, they're also not produced anymore, correct?
No, they're not made anymore. But there were quite a few of them made, comparatively to like the other like top models for cars, because usually the top models are not produced very much. And I mean, the Viper was its own model, so like there was a Viper, and or there you could either get a Viper or not get one, you know. Like
I literally just found an SSD on Amazon, but it's on sale to be $20.
yeah, probably waited too long. Now you probably can't cook an egg on your thing.
I just gotta figure out how to transfer the data on here onto that. If I were to get it.
My leg's asleep. Oh my god, I had a teacher that this was in college. This is in our tech class, so they were like rough and tumble people. And I had a teacher that would be like, "Oh, your leg is." Somebody would be like, "Oh my god, my leg is asleep," and he'd be like, "Which one?" They'd be like, "This one," and he'd kick their leg. Yeah.
That's
Wake up!
toxic.
He doesn't
Chris,
work
you
there
wake
anymore.
up.
Alright, good to rhythm.
He wasn't a bad guy either, which is kind of funny. Like
It's just kind of a douchey move.
it was definitely mean and like not nice and like a terrible thing to do, but also like he was kind of funny.
I'll be right back.
No, you won't.
Alright.
Just get back here. You're not allowed to leave.
I don't think that's how that works, but okay.
All my friends are toxic. Phone's like I always get like gaslight and me like you're not allowed to leave. I don't know if that's gaslighting, but it feels like it.
More like manipulation, but you're on the right path.
I hate SNOM.
We know. I feel
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl SNOM. God, somebody should throw me off a bridge.
Like your mom didn't have genders.
I mean, I keep calling this freaking this Kraganol a boy. He has a mustache, so he has to be a boy, right? I don't know. Well, I guess girls can have mustaches.
Have mustaches?
Kraganol?
Uh-huh.
Kraganol definitely has a mustache. That's a mustache, right? Looks like my mustache. Oh, I'm falling, so I'm taking the time of my life. I don't know that song. I think it's called Ride. That song is called Ride, and it's by 21 Pilots. I don't know it though. It was also released in 2017, but like I don't know anything else about it, other than like the lead singer is like, yeah. And it was like, you know, one of like the best songs on the charts. But other than that, I don't know anything about it. I'm pretty sure it was top chart in 2018, but other than that, yeah, I wouldn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Also, one of their members wasn't there for that like song, so he didn't get paid for it. But like, you know, I wouldn't know anything else.
Yeah, I'm taking the time around.
So you know the song.
Yeah, I know it.
You probably know more than I do about it.
What?
You probably know more than I do about it, because I don't know anything about it.
Oh, I just like the song. I don't do like big old research things on the songs. I just listen to them because they're nice.
Yeah, me neither. Nobody laughed, bro. That's hilarious.
Oh,
God, I'm
everything
so
was so
funny.
loud.
I'm literally like the funniest person on the face of the earth. I love my content. I don't make this content for you guys. I make it for me. Which is probably why I have no subscribers. But
Don't you have like
0? Yeah.
no?
I went into the negatives recently, and YouTube just felt so bad for me that they were like, "Yeah, here's monetization. We don't know how you did this, but you can have it. First person go negative."
Totally how it works.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Fallen, you can vouch for me, right? So like,
Oh boy.
I have negative subscribers, right? And they felt so bad for me that they gave me monetization.
So help me if you say yes.
Snappy?
Yes.
I don't know how long you're gonna have to go on to this.
I'm keeping it going.
Yeah, the update will come out soon, so.
Exactly, and you'll see
blink.
that I have like negative 20 subscribers.
No.
And YouTube was like, "Damn, you're the first person to do this. I don't even know how you did it." But
I'm just afraid that Snappy's gonna, like, stop streaming because he's gonna see his sub count again.
just quit streaming.
Wait, is YouTube not letting people have hidden sub counts anymore?
They're getting rid of the hidden sub counts because they want to get rid of all the bot accounts.
Oh,
Because
so
people keep getting scammed by accounts because they can't see the sub count. So they don't know if they're real accounts or not.
Yeah.
If YouTube deletes my channel, I'd laugh.
Well, it's probably not gonna delete it. It's just...
That would be really funny though. YouTube is like, "You're a bot," and I'll be like, "Okay."
They wouldn't.
So Snappy, you still gonna follow along with that $20?
No, it's probably cold by now.
What do you mean? I'm still confused on where...
Your solid state SSD is probably like cool. Can't even cook an egg on it anymore.
That's what happens when you leave it connected to metal. The thermal condense.
Oh, lordy.
God damn it. How do I I need to look up how to transfer data.
69.
What about 69?
It's funny number.
You wanna know what's better than... I can't remember the number. Never mind.
24? 25. That's a joke.
I know.
Okay. So you know. I cannot believe that on my stream I described somebody as rough and tumble.
You're probably not that.
I was not describing myself.
If I don't get this SSD, I'll probably just, like, sacrifice one of my 360s.
Sacrifice.
Yeah, I'll probably just sacrifice, because I don't want to spend any money right now. So...
Relatable. Do 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 do.
Especially since I have a goal in mind, and I didn't expect the hard drive to just go on me, so...
I don't have any goals in life anymore.
Well, I want to get a new
Dreams and
Xbox, so...
aspirations were shattered when the housing market didn't collapse.
I legit only have one goal right now. Get the new Xbox Series X, just so I can play Dead Space on it.
Bro, why would you want to play a game about nothing?
Shush.
God, I'm so funny, guys. Oh my god. That's crazy. It's crazy how funny I am. Okay, if I'm streaming for over an hour and I get the Cragonal and it's been an hour, I'm gonna end stream. Hasn't been an hour yet, so.
It's been 21 minutes. At least not on my end. I don't know if it's
It has
updated
been
or
way
not.
more than 21 minutes.
No, it hasn't.
It's been exactly 43 minutes and 36 seconds.
You only willing to stream for an hour? Damn.
I mean, bruh, if I don't...
Snappy, you gotta stream for longer than that.
If I get the shiny... I mean, I started, like, at an hour and a half too late. Like, later than I usually do. So, like, you know... Yeah, if it's an hour and I get my Cragonal, I'm just done. You know? This is it. It's the shiny. It's not the shiny. $15.75. That's like a quarter and 75 cents. Okay. No one's listening to me. I hate Snom.
We're listening. We're just having a hard time conversing.
Okay, well, I'm going to light my hair on fire.
Well, that was something I was going to suggest earlier, but I didn't know if that was too dark or not.
Oh, you're smart.
Why would you set your hair on fire?
Because I need to trim my beard.
There's much safer alternatives.
Yeah, but they're not cheap.
What if Snappy wants to be hot?
Who
gotta
said
let
you
him-
point.
weren't
gotta let it
already?
sit up.
He's got a
You
point.
gotta let him set a blaze.
Okay, who said you weren't already though?
Whoa!
You got something to say there?
I appreciate the
Mhm.
compliment. Heraboss. Heraboss? That's a really good name. I read it, right, and didn't put two and two together, but I really like that name.
Instead of Heracross, it's Heraboss.
Yeah, like I read it and didn't see like Heracross, you know? I read it and thought about like Hera, like the goddess, you know, Hera. And
Girl
I
bot?
was like, oh my god, you know, that's a cool name. But then I was like, Hera Boss, and then I saw the Heracross with sunglasses. Yeah. That's like very...
So it's just girl bossing.
Robots too close to the sun, you guys.
That is, did you say don't go too close to the sun?
No, I said a girl boss too close to the sun.
That's not Hera. That's Icarus.
Hera is a girl boss though, and you can't tell me
SMH
otherwise.
my head, bro.
In my head.
Icarus is
that was a nice pop.
flying too close to the sun. I love Greek and Roman mythology. I only know Greek mythology because that's what we studied in school. But Roman mythology is also cool.
Indeed, indeed.
I love those two mythologies. I also love the Christian like cyclopses and stuff that were in like, you know, all the other books, because all the books had cyclopses, which means that there were probably cyclopses, right? Like if cyclopses were in the Bible, cyclopses were in Greek and Roman mythology, like, oh god, that must mean, right, that that there are cyclopses, right? It has to be real.
Are you going on another one of your crazy tangents again?
Yes. It's called a stream.
A stream of consciousness.
But like, right? Am I crazy?
Probably.
There should be Cyclopses. If every history, quote unquote, history book, has Cyclopses, then why aren't there Cyclopses? Also, I would like to point out that I believe it was Zeus. Correct me if I'm wrong. Zeus vowed to kill all of the Cyclopses.
Well, then you'd have to kill Poseidon's son for some reason.
Yeah,
Oh,
giants should
why?
be real too. You're right. Giants should be real. Oh my God, have you guys seen?
No,
Have you guys
they're
seen?
They're called Amazonian.
Have you guys seen the freaking thing Hilda? Have you guys seen Hilda? Where they're
No.
like tiny people and then like huge people. I love that show because
Oh.
it is so like
I've seen Gilligan's Island.
I don't know.
Gilligan's
It,
Island.
like-
Gulliver's Travels. I mean.
every world of like that they live in is like, you know, because there's little people that have like their little villages and their tiny villages, and then there's like the people who have like the giants, and the giants have their own giant village, you know.
You sure you're not talking about Doctor Who, or not Doctor Who? Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss, there was also that in Dr. Seuss, which is kind of cool, but like, yeah, I don't know. I think I might be crazy, but like giants, cyclopses, and like I feel like tiny people have to exist.
They do in Zelda.
They do in like everything. But also video games aren't like a quote unquote history book. They're also gods, but I don't think they're real. I don't know. Like, are they real? Are they not real? I mean, it's called mythology. But like, it's hard to lump books into mythology, you know? I don't know.
Maybe try a little harder.
What? Figuring out what's mythology? Because, like, if you were to categorize mythology as something like we can't prove, then, like, well, most books and religions would be mythology. ALB, welcome to the stream. Who knows with gods, right? Like, there could totally just be, like, Hera and Zeus and Poseidon out there. Because, like, you know, there could be.
I don't know.
It's possible. It's also possible that they're on another planet. It's also possible, one of the theories, right, for, like, Greek mythology to be a real religion is, like, you know how, like, we don't interfere with any of, like, the people who are rainforests, like, the people in the rainforest, because, like, they're not as, like, quote-unquote intelligent as we are, you know, like, they don't use
That's
cars or anything. They're literally, like, in the Stone Age, you know? Like, we don't mess with them, so they don't know we're out there. So, like, what if, right, hear me out, if there are other people who are out there that don't tell us anything. Like, we've had things from space communicated to us. I don't know if that needs to be in quotation marks or not. Like, what if that is, like, the gods just chilling on another planet that we can't see because our technology isn't advanced enough? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it could totally be a thing. It's probably not, but could be. I mean,
Right,
but it's
right.
also, like, the thing to, like, say, like, aliens are real, you know?
Well, technically, there is living life on other planets if we go on the science route where everything's made of particles and amoebas and all this
I mean,
other stuff.
yeah, like, we've found, like, little tiny, like, water single-celled organisms, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Gods are sort of like extraterrestrial aliens, is what you're saying? I mean, they could be.
Well, there's a whole bunch of theories that we're technically aliens because this is a prison planet.
What does that mean?
Well, a prison, like, the whole idea behind the prison planet is that our ancestors were so bad that they were sent to another planet.
True, yeah,
Just,
there's also that
in
thought.
exile.
But also, like, I feel like evolution just kind of. Also, the giants were like 6'5". That's a giant. Like that even is a giant, you know, like 6'5". That's so huge.
There's people in this world who are 8 or 9 foot, dude.
That's so big. Like, bro, 6'5". Wouldn't that like hit your freaking forehead on my door? You know. Also, like, freaking, what was I gonna say? Yeah, like, people were shorter in the past. Like, our average height goes up. So, like, if somebody
we are
was, like,
giants now?
6'5", like,
What if we're the height of the giants back then?
yeah, I mean, bro, there are people that are just normally 6'5". Like, look at any basketball court ever, you know? Like, I don't know. People could have mated with the giants, and we just came more and more tall, you know? Like,
Or-
there is a passage in the Bible that, like, God, like, once he does the floods and stuff, like, he makes these, like, people to, like, repopulate the earth. And, like, those people have, like, sin in them, but obviously they have to, you know, rebuild
I don't know what you mean by sin, but yeah.
they have to rebuild the population because they can't use, like, you know, incest or anything.
You know, technically, I think
Yeah.
everybody is incest in some sense for the fact that we're all 16th, 17th cousins.
I mean, yeah, if we trace it back far enough, I mean, yeah, technically.
But I think our DNA kind of dies off after a while. So, like, none of us
Fungi
are
are not
related in that
cells.
sense.
You are exactly correct.
'Cause our DNA is just so bad. This is
There's
so...
fungus that can survive in the vacuum of space. That's really cool. That the
You mean
moon was
snapping
created
right in space?
as our
Nice.
warden. Ooh, that's cool. I like these, like, weird, like, thought experiments, because, like, you know, if the universe is infinite, you know, there could be a timeline where, you know, you just whatever. It's exactly the same except you stubbed your toe. You know.
Snap.
What's
Here's
up?
my theory on why we don't have giants.
Why don't we have giants?
One, most mortality rates didn't go past maybe 30 to 40
That
for
is
most people
correct.
back then. But there has been evidence of some people actually being really tall, like the tallest person ever, who was 9'5",
Yes.
Robert Wadlow.
I thought the tallest
I
person
feel-
was like 8'9", but maybe
Well,
I'm
he-
just
The
stupid.
thing is, he only lived for 38 years. Not even 38. He lived, like, what,
He did not
22
live
years?
long. Yeah.
He was 22 when he died. I feel like that's the reason, but it's also their bodies couldn't handle them being that tall.
Yeah. When you get
And so,
like even my, like, 6'5" friends, because I have one. He's like, it sucks being this tall. Like, you know, I won't live as long, and my, like, his heart has to work harder to pump the blood through his body. And, you know, there's a whole bunch of health risks to being tall.
I want to be tall.
I don't. I want to be small. But there's also health risks associated to that. So, like, you know, it's hard to pinpoint what's worse, you know? Like, you can have a tall person that's, like, 7 foot live to be, you know, pretty old, and then you can have a, like, average age person who's supposed to live a long time, and then they just, you know, get cancer, you know? Like, it, like, sucks, you know? So, life is literally just a gamble.
Also, I feel like cancer and some other stuff like that is just genetic. It's just based on certain things that we have that force it to go to another level. Like,
I
every
mean-
one of us could have the genetic code for cancer, but then once we start doing something, then it triggers.
Okay, so this is how cancer works. So when your DNA copies itself, so your RNA copies your DNA, your
It's
DNA will not be the exact same. So it may copy wrong. It may have insufficiencies. So if you look at your leg and you have blonde hair and you find a black leg hair, that is the DNA failing, right? So once it does that,
So,
there's
all my facial hair is failing?
so no, if you have brown hair and you find a blonde hair, that's like your DNA, you know, having a mistake, making a mistake on copying your RNA. So when your DNA has a fault and it's really bad, so instead of making like a red blood cell that just does red blood cell things, you'll have a red blood cell that actually is hostile to your red and white blood cells, which is effectively one form of cancer. So yeah, that's literally your body copying DNA wrong, which is crazy. But yeah, that's like how cancer, cancer for dummies, you know, works. So yeah, we're just not made to live that long. Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know, because here's the thing: people would like die of old age at like 40, right? Like 100, 200 years ago. Like they would die of old age, their body would break down, just like our 80-year-olds now. So it's weird to say that, because I mean, like, they would not die of heart attacks, you know, but they would die because their body would just not function to what they have to use it for, you know, they have to survive. So yeah, now we die of you don't die of old age, right? Nobody's ever really died of old age. They die of like a heart attack or cancer or something like that. Yeah, they have complications. So like the thought process is like, if you can get past that, if you can get past heart attacks and cancer, because the longer you live, the more likely you are to have cancer, and like, you know, your lungs failing or, you know, stuff like that. If we can get past that, what's the next limit to science to get us to 200 years old, 500 years old, you know, like if we went from 40 to 80 in the span of, you know, I don't know, 100, 200 years, let's say we can't do it again. But also, like driving fast, it gets harder to stop those things the farther along in life it is. So even though we made a 50-year, 40-year jump 100 years ago, it might only be a 10 to 20-year jump in the next 100, 200 years, you know? Like, it's kind of crazy to think that. And I associate everything to cars. So like, yeah, in like car terms, like to get past the barrier of 200 miles per hour wasn't very hard. You know, to get past 300 miles per hour, technically there's not a production car that can do it yet. But we have had a modified car, a slightly modified Bugatti that made it to 304 miles per hour. But then on top of that, there's like cars will only get faster by a little tiny increment. You know, the next car to make it over 300 miles per hour might make it to 305 miles per hour instead of like 350. You know, like it would be very jarring to get a massive boost in miles per hour. You know, because the faster you start going, the harder it is. Yeah.
Yeah, just make all cars that one rocket car. Make it that fast.
I mean, I guess the problem with making a car for a land speed record is it's stupid. And what I mean by that,
Very cool.
what I mean by that is like if you make a car that just goes really fast in a straight line to 350 miles per hour, to make it do that, you would have to have like, I don't know, like paper suspension, right? So if you turned the steering wheel, your car would just explode because it wouldn't be able to take it. You know, like if you build a car for solely straight line speed, then you're building a car for straight line speed. Nobody's gonna buy it because it can't take a corner and it can't do all this stuff. And it's not gonna be fun because it's gonna break all the time. And I mean, there are arguments for that too, but it would be more useless than like a drag car. Because nobody drag races for top speed. You know?
guess.
So yeah. I don't know. It's weird. People drag race for quarter mile times, eighth mile times. People drag race for 0 to 60 time. Nobody really drag races for land speed records. I mean, for fair point, because where are you gonna find a place that's long enough? You know, like if you're breaking the land speed record on an actual road, you're going to have a lot of road and no cars in front of you, you know, because slowing down at 300 miles per hour is very difficult, to say the least, you know. I don't know. I also find it weird how we, like, absolutely love people who make it to 100 years old. You know, like, that's weird to me. Like, I don't know.
In some cultures, people will celebrate people turning 16.
No, that's not right. That's a sweet 16. I mean, I get it, like, celebrating, like, quinceañera, you know, stuff like that, being 16. And 16 in those cultures, I think the ones that celebrate, like, the more, like, sweet 16 type things, that's their, like, quote-unquote sexual maturity. So, like, quinceañeras and stuff used to be literally like, now we can marry you off, you know, at 15 years old, which also is definitely 100% frowned upon in our culture today. But still happens. So, yeah.
Also, apparently, I learned that at a quinceañera, you don't technically have to eat food there.
I don't know enough about a quinceañera.
Neither do I, but I recently watched a TikTok where it's like, oh yeah, technically, on a quinceañera, nobody's supposed to be eating. It's all drinking.
Ooh, that would hurt.
Or just no food at all. Or consumption of anything.
Especially if it was, like, drinking alcohol. Oof, that would be hard. Yeah.
So...
I don't know. I also think it's quite amazing that we've explored outer space, where we literally, I mean, obviously we can control how spaceships move and stuff, but, like, that's incredibly difficult, you know, controlling a spaceship with 0 gravity, which makes it easier and harder. But also, like, we haven't explored the ocean, which is, like, kind of weird to think about, you know?
I guess.
It's weird to think about, but it makes sense if you pull it back into perspective. Because, like, outer space, there's not a lot that happens in outer space.
Well, that you know of right now.
There, in our solar system, right, there are planets that we can see and we can, like, observe and stuff like that. But also, like, I don't know that we've even fully explored the crust of the Earth's surface, right? So even if we have, that's one layer. Like, the ocean has so much depth to it, literally and figuratively, because you have, like, the bottom of the ocean surface, which is so much bigger than the Earth's crust. I mean, technically it is the Earth's crust, but, like, you know, but, like, also, you have the layer above the bottom of the ocean, and then you have the layer above that, and, like, multifaceted layers. And, like, you can only breathe at, like, you know, literally the top layer, which is crazy.
Hey, Snappy,
Yes.
I say this out of the utmost respect. You terrify me.
Is it not fascinating?
You terrify me.
Like, bro, no. Here's even crazier. I'm gonna go so much farther with this.
You have to.
So, okay.
You're gonna kill her.
This is crazy. So if you think about it, yeah, this might kill you. What is it called? Okay, so our metabolism is directly tied to how fast we think. So the faster metabolism you have, the more reaction time you have. Which is why flies are so fast, and like hummingbirds are so fast, and birds are so fast, because they have such a high metabolism. In the ocean, there's the opposite effect. So in the depths of the Mariana Trench, right, there is a shark that is, its metabolism is so slow, it goes years, literal years, without eating. The shark reaches sexual maturity at 150. The shark moves so slow. The fastest it can move is 1.1 miles per hour. That's when it's trying to get away from something.
How much research have you done on this?
I love fish so much.
I don't think it's just fish in this scenario that's getting me, but
So it's crazy. So this shark literally like lives to be like thousands of years old. It is the longest living vertebrate on the planet. Like so much longer than like tortoises and stuff, which is crazy because they live forever. Also, what's crazy is, you know how like you can see like how old trees are by like rings?
Mhm.
So in these sharks, they have that on their vertebrae. So when they die, if you like cut open like a vertebrae, it has rings on like how old it is, which is crazy. Also, even crazier, you see like, a perfect ring, and like, they're not perfect, but they're rings. All of them, when like the bombings happen in like Hiroshima and Nagasaki, like those rings are like jagged.
Fun.
Which is crazy!
What rings?
The rings
the
on the
rings on the
shark,
trees.
like on the vertebrate of the shark. That like, the rings work like tree rings do, so you can see how old they are. But yeah, that's crazy. Like sharks, in the literal depth of the ocean, felt the impacts of nuclear weapons.
Why wouldn't they have?
Because I feel like you and me, or like, well, people in America didn't feel the effects of the bombs.
But
So like, it went so far into the literal farthest part of the ocean, which is like 10 times farther than like Mount Everest, upside down. Like, they feel that. And it affected them so much that their vertebrae, like, holy crap. Isn't that crazy?
mhm.
I guess.
Yeah. Also, these sharks, like, make, like, over 7,000, like, babies. Like, in their lifetime.
That sounds like an invasive species.
Well, one of them produces 7,000. But also, like, that one has lived thousands of years by the time it dies,
I wish megalodons existed.
They
I mean,
used to.
what's to say they don't?
Well, I'm terrified of the concept of it existing right now, but...
I mean...
Or the fact that, like, that's kind of one of my fears, is having that big of a shark underneath the ocean while you have a boat on top of the ocean.
Yeah, but, like, the other part is, one, it probably wouldn't come to the surface ever, and if it did, it would probably die if it came to the surface. Not because we would kill it, but because it couldn't survive the lightness of the ocean.
The light.
It would not be able to survive. It's living outside of its normal environment, so.
There are people who think the megalodon exists, and there are people who tag sharks. and they'll tag great white sharks, like the biggest great white sharks. And so there's a couple times of them just disappearing and going into like the depths of the ocean randomly, and then that tracker will die. Which is crazy because something much bigger than a great white shark has to eat a great white shark. And they know it had to be eaten because it went from being on like its fin, like the tracker is on its fin, which is, you know, about like 50 degrees Fahrenheit, to going to like, you know, 120 degrees Fahrenheit, which is, you know, like the average stomach, you know, Fahrenheit. So
never knew that. Great to know information.
So yeah, there's, and they'll even tag like they'll tag great white sharks, and then they'll tag killer whales, which have no known predators, and the same stuff will happen. So something that is much bigger than a great white and much bigger than a killer whale, which has no predators, is eating them. How's that for scary? There's got to be a megalodon.
Did you see that image of the great white that has a gigantic bite taken out of it?
Yeah, like, come on, like something had to do that.
I would laugh if it was other great white sharks, but it made it look like they're bigger.
I mean,
which doesn't make a lot of sense because they found a really big tooth in that shark.
exactly.
So,
Who's to say that there's not blind cave people deep within the caves? Exactly. Like, we don't know. It's crazy to think about. There could be just whole people, like hobbits, like that just live in the center of the earth, or like down under.
and from a land down under. Yeah, it's Australia.
Like under the crust of the earth, bro. There's so many things that we don't know that could just be real. Like, you know? Like, imagine, like, not too long ago, we literally found out that there is stuff at the bottom of the ocean. Like, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago?
Hey, so does anybody want a really sad fun fact? If I'm allowed to say it on stream.
There's plenty.
If it has something moderately to do with what we're talking about.
Yes, it does entirely. It's actually about a creature that's from the bottom of the ocean.
What's the creature? I gotta know.
So you know blobfish?
Yes!
You know, like the blobfish images, like of the one that we always see, like blobfish. Everybody loves blobfish.
It's a stupid blobfish. Yeah.
So those creatures actually come from the bottom of the ocean, and whenever we see an image of one, it's when they're not alive. The nicest
Yeah,
way I can
they're
say it
definitely
for
dead.
long
Yeah.
screen. Yeah, they're no livy. There's no liveth for them.
Yeah. So, and when they're under the water, they're the scariest creatures ever. Like the blob that's on their forehead is like a straight arrow, and it can almost pierce predators. That's how pressurized the ocean is. It can form a freaking fish. Also, we used to think that there was nothing at the bottom of the ocean because there were no plants, right? And you have to have plants to have zooplankton, to have things that eat zooplankton that can survive. So we used to think there was nothing at the bottom of the ocean because there was no light and there could be no plant growth.
Yeah.
But we realized that there was something at the bottom of the ocean. There's lava at the bottom of the ocean. And so that
tectonic plate.
Yes, so the tectonic plates, lava, flows in the ocean, yes. So it's kind of wild that there's, that stuff is at the bottom of the ocean. So this stuff releases, I believe it's what is it called?
I don't know.
It releases carbon or something into the air. And anemones have evolved to be able to eat this. And then, things evolved to be able to eat anemones and, things like that. So now there are crabs that are very hairy at the bottom of the ocean, and they eat the like things that eat the
Hairy
carbon.
crabs.
Yeah, they're like white. They're like solid white.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they develop like they develop the hairs on themselves to like deal with like temperature or whatever, to like see if they're near a heat zone.
Oh.
Yeah, Yeti crabs. Yes, there's actually a Pokemon made after a Yeti crab. Crabominable, but even though it's like not even, it's like, yeah, it's an abominable snowman, but also it's the crab that's at the bottom of the ocean. I don't know. Your guess is good as mine. But yeah.
Fun fact: a lot of crabs would live a lot longer if they didn't get exhausted trying to shed their shell.
Yeah, true. Lobsters live forever. Lobsters can't die. So they literally grow all of their organs back. Which means if you can kill it, right, like take its heart out before it like replenishes. I mean, it can't really replenish its heart, but if you take like pieces off of it, it will grow all of them back. So it literally, like, there are ones that just literally live forever, and people catch them and throw them back so they can repopulate, which is crazy. But yeah, so yeah, psychotic. These are like the craziest stuff. And then like, are you gonna die? Don't die on me. No. So yeah. Things at the bottom of the ocean, and then everything at the bottom of the ocean moves slower because the pressure, because the oxygen. So pressure and oxygen make things bigger, and there's a lot of that at the bottom of the ocean. So if you like took a class in, about like prehistoric times when bugs were huge, that's what is happening in the deep sea, and it's called deep sea gigantism. So, like pill bugs that are like roly-polies? Those exist at the bottom of the ocean. And they're 3 feet long. And they're huge. They're like 30 pounds. And they have giant eyes.
Lovely.
And their eyes are silver. Because, I mean, they still can't see anything underwater anyway. Barely. But yeah, giant isopods. That's what they're called. But yeah. Crazy. I love the ocean so much. It scares me so bad. But I love the ocean. I would love to get eaten by a shark. Like, that's a dream.
Why?
But also, like, sharks aren't mean. Like, they're not. Sharks are literally just water puppies. Sharks can't lick things like dogs do. So they inspect everything with their teeth. So when they bite something, usually it's to figure out what the frick it is. Yeah, Gallisopod is also based on one of those. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, so sharks literally just try to figure out what things are, and they navigate their entire world by putting things in their mouth.
Do you do that same thing?
I mean, I like Shark Boy and Lava Girl for a reason.
Oh, fun fact. Shark Boy and Lava Girl was filmed less than I think half a year to the first Twilight movie. So, Taylor Lautner was like 14, 15 when the first Twilight movie came out. I find really interesting.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Well, like, if you watch the first Twilight movie, he's like 15 years old. And he looks like he's slightly older than that.
I don't know, we've been using like old people to play young people forever. So I think it's weird that they're like that's the opposite, but I don't find it shocking. You know, like
Shark
Jeanette
Boy Mongrel.
McCurdy, you know, they play teenagers in, you know, she was like 20, I think, at the time.
Mhm.
Tom Holland plays a high school kid, and he's like 25.
Okay, but when he started playing that kid, he was still in high school, if I remember correctly.
No, I'm pretty sure he was 23
No?
when he started.
Wait, what?
No.
Yeah.
What are you guys
that's-
talking about?
Tom Holland played.
He's like 23 now.
No, he's like
Wait.
28 now.
No. He's 26 now. I'm pretty sure
26
when
now.
he started.
Google how old he was.
He was 2017 was the first Spider-Man movie. Like, was the first Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland in it.
Yeah, but the first Marvel movie that he showed up in was Captain America
2016,
Civil
so-
War, which
Yes.
was in 2016. So
22.
But he
Or no,
played
he's
a
20.
high schooler.
he was 20. Okay, he was 20 when he started.
He was 20 when he started, and how old was he when he played in Homecoming? 22?
In Homecoming,
in
he
the
was
first
21.
movie with Tom Holland in it, with Civil War.
And he would have been
That
20.
movie came out 6 years ago, and he's 26 right now.
Yeah, so
Okay,
he would have been
so he
20.
And
was
he's supposed to be
20?
playing he's supposed to be playing a 15-year-old. When Endgame happened, he was 16. He is 17. His character is 17 now.
Mm-hmm.
So he's 26 playing a 17-year-old. Which is good. Which is good. It's not a bad thing. Because exposing kids to stuff like that is terrible.
But also, some people just age really, really slowly.
Yeah, he
All
looks
right.
really young. You have to change it. They need Pokemon game like Pokemon Snap, but open world, so you can find nature documentaries interesting. Yeah, like imagine if they like put that and like really like did it like real, you know, like you can go into the ocean and find isopods, Golisopod or Wimpod and stuff like that. Like that would be really cool.
What's the creature that Kabutops is based on?
Hey, horseshoe crab.
Kabuto and Kabutops?
Horseshoe
A
crab.
horseshoe.
Yeah, no,
crab.
I saw a video of someone pick one up. It's like, oh, this is really cute, and then flipped it over and was like, no, this is really gross, and then throws it.
Yeah, so horseshoe crabs are actually responsible for almost all of the anti-venom that we have today.
Oh.
Because they like their blood has like the like perfect mix of like healing stuff in it. So yeah, it's crazy.
Laptop load. There we go. Thank you. I'm sorry. I had to get that off my chest.
What?
I said, can my laptop load?
Okay. Oh no, I'm gonna have to finish Pokemon Snap.
So I had to take the hard drive from one of my Xboxes. Just
Horseshoe
to try
crabs
to like
have
transfer
blue
data
blood.
to it.
Yes.
I don't want to
I
spend
thought
money
it was
right now.
purple, but I could be wrong. I think they do have blue blood, which is really cool.
I hate that for the longest time I thought we had blue blood until it hit oxygen.
Yeah,
That's not
everybody
true.
lies to you. Yeah.
Well, it kind of looks blue in some of the veins, but like that's not.
That's like the light and stuff. Yeah, my one of my best friends in elementary school told me like, no, we have red blood, and I was like, no, we have blue blood, and then like the teachers were like, no, we have blue blood, and then the teachers Googled it, and he was right. But his parents were doctors. His dad's a doctor and his mom's a nurse, so he should know.
Even the teachers thought y'all had.
Yes. I live in Kansas.
Well, freaking teachers aren't the smartest. They don't really get people in there.
They got
that
a
are,
teaching
like,
degree, bro. They're definitely not the smartest.
Well, they have teaching degrees, but like, I don't think most of them learn like really know anything about
I mean,
what.
bro,
they're
at
teaching.
least they're more educated than cops, you know?
I would rather, dude. All the teachers that I liked, I would rather them be the cops that are in my city. Because they were so much more respectable to other people. It's just none of
No.
them would ever pass any of the cop tests, like for physical stuff.
Yeah. You think they have physical cop tests? Maybe the first time.
Well, it's more the fact that like in order to be a cop, you actually have to go through like this type of training, just to like make sure that you can actually do the job. But that may not be for all states, because I've seen at least a couple fat cops here, so...
You
And
said
most of
that
them could not
so
climb a wall.
aggressively. You said that so aggressively.
I don't like cops. They
fair.
haven't
I
shown
mean-
any... Especially here. A lot of them pull other people over just to fill their quotas, and it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Things that should not be for profit, that are for profit. Policing. Healthcare. Like, what
People
are
get paid
we...
depending on how much they
what
do.
are we doing? Why do we have these for-profit things? The military! Why is our military a for-profit capitalist thing? Why?
I'm also just really upset that if you go into the military in the United States, that you kind of just give them your uniqueness to serve them. Then every other country's like, no, you can keep your personality, keep who you are, and
So,
grow a beard if you want. Do
Here's
this,
the thing.
do that.
Here's the thing. Diversity breeds innovation. And if you
United
don't
States is
have
not gonna
that,
get it over.
if you don't have that, you fail, right? So, back in the 90s, the early 90s, I believe, so like 1915, 16, something like that. No, it was way later than that. It was like the 80s. In the 80s, there was a trans woman that developed this like whole computing system that we now use today for the government. And if it didn't exist, then, you know, we wouldn't have it. That was developed by a
Also-
trans woman in the 80s.
Also, the guy who came up with the first computer that stopped or helped us against the Germans was really gay. Like,
Yes.
really.
So, and then, I don't remember
Closeted,
what,
but
in like NASA science and stuff like that, like people of color were the like better engineers because they came from such a diverse group. Because like if you put 10 people that grew up rich and had everything handed to them, they're going to solve the problems in exactly the same ways. I mean, obviously we're talking about like, you know, math equations and stuff like that. But if you come up with a problem, if you have diversity, that's a better way to solve the problem, which
Would
is
it be
crazy.
would it be right of me to assume that anybody who isn't straight is better at thinking because they're more open-minded?
I would say that's like not great to say, but I mean it's kind of true. It's not just not straight. It's from any diverse background. So if you grew up unwealthy, inner city, you know, you're
Yeah.
gonna look at literally the world so different than even a gay rich person. You know, like.
At least that's what I probably should have said instead.
Did you say NASA? My
That's what I
dad works
mean.
for NASA, bro. What the heck? Yeah, I reference a lot of things. I reference cars a lot, and like one of the wildest car companies is Dodge, and my dad worked for Dodge forever, and he worked on the Vipers and the, you know, the Hemis and all the cool stuff. So anytime somebody throws out Dodge or like insane muscle cars, I have to throw that one in the mix.
Oh, I learned something about NASA a long time ago about their computers and their internet speed.
What?
It's so damn high.
Oh, it's insane. Has to be.
Yeah, like they have almost like terabyte downloads.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
I have to.
I want to have that internet. I want to know what streaming like on that internet is.
You'd have to get some better equipment. Well, you
I
really
know.
wouldn't. You could just have a giant lapse in quality. You would be bottlenecking yourself with any computer that anybody has in their house.
No, I want to go to their computers, and I want to stream from them and see what happens. I want to know how good of a stream I would have.
One of the guys that I used to work with, he used to build supercomputers. And when I say supercomputers, I really mean supercomputers. So this guy had to take, so one of his like grandpa or like whatever was like a bridge photographer. And I say that really weirdly because I don't know what the actual term is. But like this guy analyzed bridges and would like his job was to like tell him when it was going to collapse or if it needed to be worked on. So he would take pictures of the bridge and like dissect these pictures and blow them up to insane proportions and look at like the structure of like, I don't know, not the atoms, but like something really close to it. And he had to be able to blow these pictures up insanely, and he had to have a computer that could handle it. So like 10 years ago, he made this like $30,000 computer to be able to analyze this stuff. And I was like, bro, that is so cool. Like, and that computer is still faster than most stuff in production today. The stuff that he had to get it for was from like one of the like greater engineering places that, you know, still hasn't come out with their like technology yet, you know, because it's so limited and so almost impossible to make. But yeah, it's crazy. That stuff is so cool to me. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Have I bored you guys yet?
No.
No.
I legit go into like hours and hours and hours of this type of stuff on my own. So anything you say will not bore me. The way I would describe something to you would probably bore you, but not the thing itself.
I don't know. I think the fact that I'm so like passionate about it definitely helps. I'm killing my voice though. I haven't killed my voice in a stream in forever.
I'm just a little overwhelmed by everything you're telling me.
I probably could, so.
I have a wild memory.
But then there's my brain who, like, that remembers a lot of things, it's just not the way that can come out correctly. And so I always get some facts wrong.
Yeah. Stuff is crazy.
Yeah. I'm gonna beat my cat.
Don't
Alright.
do that.
I think when any animal owner who actually genuinely cares about their animal jokes about beating their animal.
I've never threatened to beat one of my pets. Are you okay?
That, I want you to know, this is not what you said, but this is what it sounded like. Any man who cares about his wife always just, you know, like...
No.
That's the same energy.
I bet you there probably is a relationship where they actually don't hurt each other. It's just they threaten to hurt each other constantly.
That is my friend's relationship.
I'm too soft of a person to do that.
Right, I could never actually be like, you're terrible, you know, like, even that's hard for me to say, so, like...
I can go, like, as far as calling him an asshole, but, like... But I couldn't go any farther than that. I'm too soft. I'd cry.
I'm literally such a softie when it comes to this stuff, so I understand.
Oh my god, budgeting sucks. Never budget. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, that's the wrong thing. Budgeting sucks,
what do you mean?
but it's worth it. Do it because it's good.
There's a video that I have saved from TikTok where this person's like, oh yeah, I just recently learned how to budget. Now let me show you what I learned. And I'm like, I need to save this.
Send it to me, please. I need it.
I need to find it. I think it's on my computer somewhere in an organized folder, like a folder that actually says organized.
Oh boy.
A folder
So.
that says organized.
I don't
I
even
have-
want to do the total of how much money is on this freaking budgeting thing, because it's like, am I even gonna, like, I'm totally aware that I'm in theory gonna make this amount of money in like the next few months, but the idea of having that amount of money and being able to spend
Yeah,
all
like,
that money
breaking
and
it
still
down.
and still having money in my savings is what's getting me.
I mean, bro, like, the average income in the United States is something like $4K a month. Or something ridiculous.
It is.
Which is crazy.
Average?
Yeah.
On average? I've lived in a house, like a home, like, that has only maybe gotten $1,300 a month.
Mm-hmm.
If that, and half that's food stamps.
Lord.
That's crazy. Like, I've never
My grandma bought
experienced
this
that
house.
level of poverty.
Well, my grandma bought this house for us, so Her name's technically on the thing.
I've been poor, quote unquote, but I've never been like poverty poor, you know.
Well, I can't really blame anybody for us being like that because my mom had so many issues, like physically, that she had to stop working, and then none of our dads stayed in the picture. So like, I can't really blame anybody but the dads or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's me who can't function correctly, so I have a hard time even trying to get there.
Like,
so at this point, I don't know if I can say anything.
Like, I'm well above minimum wage for my state, but like that's, you know, I'm about at what minimum wage should be, you know, I would say.
Our minimum wage went up by like $1.
Not federally.
Well, like the actual minimum wage in Washington is $14.50.
Bro, the minimum wage here is $7.25.
The minimum wage here is $10.
What?
You should move to Washington.
Dude, no.
The minimum wage is like almost $15.
My grocery store doesn't exist up there. I would. But hey, Paulette, I have a question for you.
Is it something I can answer?
Hopefully.
I would assume so, otherwise it would be a terrible question.
Well, it's more the fact that it wouldn't be a terrible question. It'd be more the fact that, like, can I actually answer it with the limited knowledge I have given myself?
I mean, I think everybody has limited
It's a
knowledge.
question about PCs. Do you have information on PCs?
Well, yeah, dude, I had to help Snappy. I had to help Bob.
Yeah.
I
This is the
am.
reason I have this PC.
Exactly. So can I come to you and put my trust in you to help me with it?
No.
The thing is I don't want to talk about PC stuff on the internet just in case someone comes in the chat and then tells me I'm wrong, even if I'm not.
Oh, that's gonna happen no matter what.
That's
like,
the whole PC community.
Because here's the thing. It's exactly like the car community. But here's the thing: is like anything you say now in 2 weeks could be outdated.
It's ridiculous.
So can I DM you about this topic?
You can.
I just have I'm working on my budgeting sheet, so I think you can guess what the question is based on that statement alone.
Well, I think you hold me in a slightly higher point. I don't know. But you asked the question. I'm slow. I can't help it. I'm so tempted to like put that in my dating bio as well. It's like I'm slow. Can you please have a little bit more patience?
I feel like
that's probably
that
bad
would
to put
get you.
in my
Yeah,
bio.
that would not get you anything good.
Well, I have to be truthful. Like, there's no.
Okay,
There's
it's
no
not-
reason to get.
No. It's like a job interview. You have to be truthful to a point. I make myself look really good in job interviews. You know? Like, I'm not going to say any false information. I'm only going to tell them the amazing things that I can do, which is not much.
I've told people what I can do. It's just most people are like, oh yeah, that's probably not enough for this job. Or, that's not anything that this job needs.
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing. If you put stuff on your resume, no matter what it is, always put it on your resume. Because the thing is, if you're, like, going to work for, like, I don't know, a construction company, you should still put, like, that you worked for a grocery store. Because, like, I don't know, what does that mean? Like, that means, like, you're probably good with numbers if you were a cashier, or, you know, you're really patient, you know, like, anything like that still definitely helps. Like, if you put, I build PCs, right, and then, like, to a GameStop job, they're going to be like, okay, you're pretty patient, you know, like, they're going to see the good in that, you know, rather than the bad, which is a good thing when you're doing a job interview.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are trying to get the person to fit their store. Which means, like, they're interviewing you, yes, but you're also interviewing them. If it's a place you don't want to work for, then don't work for them.
Dude,
You know?
I'm afraid that I asked too many questions the last time I was in an interview.
No. If you ask questions, that is a good thing.
I know. I asked maybe like 30 different questions.
I've asked
dude.
questions before the interview. And they've answered questions. They've answered questions before the interview that I said, I don't want to do this interview. Sorry, I'm out.
Oh, I'm going to cry.
The first question I asked was what their opinion. Like, my grandma told me that I asked the wrong questions when I told her what I had asked.
That's fine. You can always
One of the
have
first
creative
questions I asked was, "What is the policy on if like I like get hurt and accidentally like sit like cuss like a sailor or something like that, or like
I mean,
have a foul use foul language?"
that, yes, that's a good question, but asked in the wrong way. You know, like, it's a valid
I
concern.
don't know any other way to ask it because
It's a valid
I have a limited
concern.
knowledge on English.
Yeah, it's a valid concern, but like, you know, like
I don't know how to answer questions
Like-
or ask questions or whatever. Freaking.
yeah, it's hard. It's definitely
Well,
hard.
it doesn't help that I feel like English to me, in the way that my brain works, seems and sounds like a secondary language. But I have no idea what my first language is.
My first language is brain.
Because, like, the way I speak about things is not the way that you're probably supposed to be even talking about it.
Yeah, I mean,
Or the way that you're like you just talk about it in general. Just sounds extremely weird.
that's
That's
definitely
how
like,
my whole...
you know, yeah, it's definitely something to be aware of, but not something you can't overcome. You know, like.
First thing that comes to mind to overcoming it is just not speaking anymore.
That is not the way to overcome it.
I know, but that's the first thought that comes to mind. It's like, I don't know what the first step into, like, fixing my speech issues.
Well, the first step to
For
doing
free?
that is actually something that you're doing, which is having more conversations and being, you know, in public more. I feel like, you know, not to be like pandering or like, you know, make you feel bad, but like you've definitely gotten better at speaking since when I met you. You know, like.
Well, I also shut my
Yeah.
brain off for a month
I
at
mean,
that time, and I'm still having a problem.
we met more than a month ago, so.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I shut my brain off over, like, last month. And my brain feels like there's no thoughts in it anymore, it's just, I do.
Good.
After doing that,
That's
I'm,
not
like,
terrible.
kind of upset.
That's not terrible.
I'm just upset by it, because I'm like, I like seeing my thoughts. I don't want to go through life not being able to see my thoughts, because then at that point I don't feel like I'm thinking. I feel like I'm
Yeah.
just doing.
The whole living life like that is interesting because like that's something that I feel like Adderall does to me, which is literally like I don't think, I just do. Like, or I think in work, you know, like, okay, next is this, you know, like I don't think in like happy, fun, exciting thoughts. I literally just go do. Which helps because, you know, it gives me a direction because, you know, when I'm doing work, I do 1,000 different things at once, you know, so yeah. But also, like, living life trying to figure out what you want and not want to do, like, obviously, you're not going to want to think about your breathing or how you walk every time you walk or breathe, you know, so yeah.
Can you stop?
But, you know, thinking about your thoughts and, like, giving yourself some alone time is always good. Would you like me to do more of that?
No, it's just more the fact that, like, I didn't want to think about breathing.
You can also think about blinking, as well.
That doesn't bother me as much,
That doesn't bother you, Maya.
because I'm always constantly thinking about blinking.
No. Okay,
It's like
Fallen.
the main thing that, like,
I'm
it
gonna ask
blocks my
you-
vision for like a split second. Yeah, I'm gonna be thinking about it every time I blink.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Well, normally you don't, but like, okay, Fallen. Can you always hear like your computer and stuff buzzing around you,
What do you mean?
or does like your brain shut it off, like it's white noise?
I
you
hear
hear,
thing. I
like-
can hear dude. I can hear a soda making popping noises.
No, but like, do you constantly hear like the computer running, or like the refrigerator running, or like
You mean like
know,
a phantom sound or
like no? Do you just like do you hear it all the time and you think about it all the time, or is it something that you like when you're not thinking about it, having a conversation, like you don't think about like, you know, the refrigerators actively humming at this frequency, you know?
Well, I don't think about the frequency. But whenever I'm in a conversation, any background noise or anything pops in my brain immediately, and I get distracted.
Rix, do you know where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
I
I'm not gonna
feel like
say
I'm
it,
not.
but yeah.
I feel like I'm not understanding anything.
No, I don't. It's like an inside joke, essentially, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I hate being left.
No, I promise you there's nothing wrong, Fallen.
That makes it worse.
I'm not laughing at you, I swear I'm not.
I don't understand. I just don't understand the meaning of the or the idea behind the question.
I feel like I always hear like the humming of everything in the background, and then like when so I work in a shop, right? And so there's always things going. There's always like, you know, air guns going. There's always lifts moving. There's always cars moving, and I hear all of it. And sometimes it literally overwhelms me to hear everything, and then somebody will start talking to me, and I like crash. Like my brain
I have I have issues with hearing too many things at once.
Yeah.
I definitely have sensory issues with sounds.
Same. Oh my god, I have sensory issues. I think you guys knew about this. So, this is really weird and really niche, and I don't know if it counts or not, but like, if I'm wearing just a sweatshirt with no, like if I'm wearing a shirt, it doesn't bother me. But if I'm wearing a sweatshirt or like something heavy and I'm trying to eat, I can't do it. I have to take it off.
It gets too warm.
I don't know what it is. It's like, I really hate clothes. I hate anything touching my body, but obviously I've gotten used to like underwear and shorts and t-shirts, you know, so it doesn't bother me that much. But when it's like a sweatshirt and I'm just wearing the sweatshirt, I have to take it off. It's something like I feel it touching every single part of my body, and it's terrible.
I have issue with chalk.
Yeah, chalk is. I could see that.
Well, it's just more the fact that if I touch it, even I can touch it in its powdery form, no problem, because I could work out and stuff like that with chalk on my hands. But if I touch actual chalk or try to use chalk or pastels or any of that, I cringe to the feeling of chalk. So I can't. I had to like literally ask the teacher to like for me not to be able to do this one project in art because I can't physically do anything with chalk or pastels.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But that's been my whole life. Ever since I was very young, I could not mess with chalk.
And
Or
like
have an
people
issue.
don't understand, and it's really hard because it's like, I don't know, it's that feeling of like, if it were a sound, it would be nails on a chalkboard, you know, like.
I can't even hear someone scratch a frickin' scratch off without cringing.
Really?
Yeah, no, I can't. When I'm doing it, it's like perfectly fine. But when I'm hearing
There's
someone
nothing
else,
wrong with it. I didn't mean to sound condescending when I said that. I just have never had that issue, so it was a little surprising to hear. There's nothing wrong with it.
also, is it weird to
No.
overhear someone's mouth moving?
Oh my god, my friend, one of my friends, like, was really like, ooh, they hated that. Like, they couldn't listen to anybody eat. Like, if somebody's eating on stream, they'd have to click off.
Well, it's just with my mom. Like, because she has something wrong with her jaw, so it makes a popping sound every time. It's very quiet. I can hear it
Ooh.
every time she's eating.
Colin, you and Snappy need to have a talk after stream.
Don't bully people, hey. It's fine.
It's not in a bad way.
It's fine, it's fine. It's totally normal.
Snappy.
No, we're all talking
Yeah.
about it. Are you telling me we're
Yeah.
all not normal?
Snappy.
I'm so confused on what she means by we need to take a talk. We
Me
need to have
neither.
a
Fallen, we're
conversation
both
after.
confused. Yep.
Every time
It's
I
both
ever
of
hear
us.
something like that, it's always like negative, or it's like, oh, you did this one thing wrong. Now you gotta apologize to the whole nation.
No, you will not have to apologize. 100%. I will fight for you on this one.
No, I'll end up probably having to apologize to both of you. You're fine.
It's just like
Rich, you're giving him anxiety.
I can't eat.
I know my southern accent's starting to come out because my anxiety's getting bad. It's fine.
But it's literally I don't know I don't like it's really quiet if I don't like if I don't try to focus on it. But like it only I'm focusing on it because it's the only thing I can hear. So I don't like being in the car with my mom when we're eating fast food.
Yeah,
It's not her fault. It's just something that's in my brain that I can't stand the whole click, 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 click of her jaw.
Oh my god. I used to have this thing when I would run. Like, it was only when I would, like, jog that, like, the back of my neck would, like, click, and it bothered me so much. I don't know if it's something internally wrong with my body, but, yeah. My body would just click when I'm jogging. It wouldn't happen when I'm sprinting, which is probably why I sprinted and didn't do short or didn't do long distance.
Can I ask a question?
No.
Okay.
I don't know what's your question. Depends on what the question is.
Is it like a specific type of jaw clicking? Because like my jaw will pop out of place and then back into place. Would that like bother you?
No. So well, okay. I can't tell you what bothers Fallen.
What?
Oh, okay. Never mind.
What's the issue?
I think
I'm
it's for
trying to-
Fallen. So Fallen's mom, I feel like has something medical that like their jaw like pops.
Yeah,
every
no, it's
time.
definitely that.
Okay. So yeah, it would probably only be like that stuff then.
But it's so quiet.
But it's every time.
Most people
right?
couldn't hear it. Most normal people could not hear it.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever I hear it, it sounds like everything goes quiet, but that noise. But it only happens for
Okay.
like specific things like that. I can hear hard drives buzzing. I can hear fans moving. I can hear all this stuff like that when I'm like doing videos.
Same.
Most of the time when I do anything, if I hear something in the background just slightly, or if it's like a slight noise, I get distracted to the part where I'm out of the. My whole emotion in the video is already out the window.
Uh-huh.
But I can't just end the video right there, or whatever. Because sometimes it happens like 5 minutes into the video. And I know for a fact if I record this again, it's gonna be like 2 different energies. Because I can never
Yeah.
constantly come back to the same thing with the same mindset or energy.
I
That's
mean,
why I was,
just
like,
because
kinda
it's not the
50-50 on
same doesn't
streaming
mean it's
today.
bad.
I was like 50-50 on streaming today because I didn't have the same like mindset or same like energy level that I did the day before when I actually felt really good about streaming.
I mean, just because it's different doesn't mean it's bad. Like, the whole energy of me ranting for so long about deep sea under stuff, like, we're on a totally different topic at this point, but like, I still think this is like good commentary, you know, even though we're not talking about the rants of the underside of the.
The only thing that irritates me about like jumping to different topics is the way that my brain processes them, because I have to say them before they pop out of my brain, or they're gone.
Yes. Oh my God, it's so hard. Like ADHD. So one of the things that helped me with like ADHD, when like I would be having a conversation, I'd want to jump in, right? But I can't jump in because somebody else is talking. So one of my teachers was like, okay, if you make like a physical representation of what you're talking about, it helps. So what she would do is she would cross her fingers, right? And then if she had another point, she would cross her other fingers, right? So then you have 2 points, and you can easily remember what those are usually, because you've made it a point to make them important. And then when it's your turn to talk, you'd be like, I have 2 things to say, and then you'd remember both, because it's easier to remember something when something's in front of you. I don't know. That
I
might
also
not
just
help.
don't like when I forget something and I can never remember it.
Yeah, dude, that makes me so mad.
There's only been like 1 or 2 times where I've actually remembered something that I was trying to talk about, but like that was like weeks afterwards. And when I try to bring it back up, and like, why are you still talking about this?
Yeah, like, there was a time where I got like really drunk, and I would like. There was a couple times where I did that. You know, because, yeah. Anyway, so I would like. I distinctly remembered like I knew the meaning of life, you know, and I was like, oh my god, and then I never wrote it down because like you know, why would you write it down? It's so important. You gotta remember it. And when I was sober, I wouldn't remember what it is. And then when I got like drunk the next time, I was like, I'm gonna write it down, right? And so I did write it down. And would you like to know what the meaning of life is?
Sure.
Okay, I've got to pull up my notes because it's on my notes. So here it is. Okay. So the meaning of life is apparently is Cheez-Its.
Oh, snappy.
What do you mean by Cheez-Its?
That's all it says.
That's what meaning of life was?
Yeah, that's what the meaning of life is. Apparently.
So I just have a family-sized box of life?
Apparently, according to my not sober self.
Because I literally have an unopened box of white cheddar Cheez-Its.
Yeah, so apparently that's what drunk me thinks the meaning of life is.
Well, I think we already know what the meaning of life is. It's just most people don't want to think about it because it's depressing.
It's not. I don't think we have the same definition of the meaning of life.
Well, what I think of the meaning of life is just, like, procreation. Just continuing the lineage, even knowing our life kind of just ends.
I mean, so the meaning of life itself, yes. The meaning of your life is different than the meaning of... Well, even then, I'd argue that, no. I'd argue that the meaning of life is not procreation.
Just people giving birth, having more kids, and
I don't think so.
Existing.
I think the meaning of life is happiness. Period. That's it. It's happiness. You chase what makes you happy. That's what you should do in your life. That's it. If something makes you more happy than another thing, you should try to do that thing as much as possible. If that thing stops making you happy, you find another thing that makes you happy.
Originally, that's my reason for not getting a job, but now I think it's like become mental issues that have caused me to stop doing that.
I mean...
But I don't know if I could really say that.
I say as much as possible because, yeah, if your job doesn't make you happy, you might still have to do your job. You know, like...
Well,
as much as possible.
You are in life, I guess, but like...
Yeah.
But originally, I just didn't want to get a job. But now that I've tried plenty of times. It's
this country makes it almost impossible to get your first job. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Especially
the rest of your jobs will come easier.
I'm gonna be 23 years old and I haven't had an actual job yet.
The first one's the hardest. So if you can get past the first one.
I've interviewed at like 3. I couldn't even get a job at Walmart. And that's normally the place where they just accept a lot of people.
That's not entirely true.
Walmart's stingy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Walmart's stingy. I applied there and I didn't get a job there either. Walmart's stingy.
The only job that I know of that I can do, because I wouldn't be having to talk a lot, is the, like, greeting people. But then I also have, like, I wouldn't say that I have agoraphobia because I have never been tested for it, but, like, I have a problem with people in general. I literally have gone to Walmart at one point and wanted to throw someone because I couldn't function correctly.
Valid.
And this was like near, I think, like December. There was a lot more people than I normally am used to, and I wanted to literally scream and freak out and throw someone.
Mm-hmm.
I really need to get tested for a lot of things, because I technically don't have anything on my medical record of any problem mentally.
I mean, I would just, go down the list. You know, like...
Well, I think I have ADHD, to be quite honest.
Yeah, a subsection of it probably. But
And the
yeah.
way that people think about ADHD nowadays is it's not all about the hyperactivity.
Yep.
When it comes to like actual ADHD.
ADHD is the umbrella term.
Yeah.
You know, technically it's like hyperactive attention disorder, but like
Yeah, but definitions change over time.
I know. And certain terms are no longer needed, like ADD or
Yeah, or like autism being like high functioning or low functioning. Like that's incredibly invasive and intrusive. So don't say those things. I don't know if you've ever said them.
I got pissed at someone because they wouldn't stop going on about how they can't do this or do that because they have Asperger's or high functioning autism or like some weird stuff like that.
So
I wouldn't say weird, like
yeah, it's a hard line to like make a point like that, because like yeah, you shouldn't use your stuff as an excuse
They
not
only
to
use
even
that as
try
an
something. But like you also don't know that person, and like you don't know if they can or cannot do that.
I've gone to school for 4 years with this person.
I mean, but like certain things may arise, right? So like, you know, you don't like chalk. Like they can like have that but to something else, you know, like
But that's the only
hard
excuse
to-
they would ever give.
I mean,
I also knew
it's hard
someone who
to, it's
used their
hard to
dead
figure
mother
out.
as an excuse all the time to not do something.
Stuff like that is terrifying. Because also, like, you still don't know how much that affects people. Like, bro, I used to work at the grocery store, and somebody'd be like, oh, yeah, my grandma died, you know, I'm going to take off work tomorrow. And I'd be like, that's totally fine, you know, like, I totally understand that. And they're like, no, I really don't care, I just have to go to the funeral. And I'd be like, oh my god, you're a terrible person. And then, like, one lady was like, yeah, my cat died. And I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, I live alone with my
This
cat.
dude's mother died when he was like less than 5 years old,
So,
and he used it as like a thing to like get out of certain situations. Because I had a friend who broke up with this person mainly for that reason, that they wouldn't stop bringing that up.
yeah, it's very hard to just say
Man,
you can't say definitively anything about anybody's feelings because you literally don't know how people process stuff, which is crazy. But like, yeah, that's probably fake, you know, you could say that, but like you can never actually know, which is so weird because you can't know anything about anybody's brain, which is why the field of psychology is also very fun.
I kind of wish that if someone talked to me, I knew what to say, or at least have an idea of where to send them down the line of thinking.
It's almost like a multifaceted one of those like Telltale games, you know.
Yeah.
But essentially, how my brain works is there's 1,000 things. You know, like have you ever seen like the Wordle bots, where they'll be like, this bot can guess anything within 2 things, you know?
Oh, like Akinator.
I think so. Like, you know, a bot that like can tell you like the Wordle word of the day in like 2 guesses, by like algorithmic stuff. My brain works like that. And the top thing is always like the best suggestion, you know? The thing at the top of the list is the thing that I should probably say, you know? But sometimes I say it and it's not. It is void of context. Like it would be a normal thing to say in a normal context, but now that I'm in, you know, I'm standing in a freezer with somebody trying to get out this gigantic thing of like meat, it's not a very smart thing to say, you know? Like, yeah. It's void of situational awareness.
You want to know what made me happy about being a human when I was younger?
What?
I didn't like existing when I was younger either. The thing that got me through it was just thinking that, oh, I'm a mech.
Exactly. That's crazy. It's so much fun to think about.
I am a brain inside of
A
an
meat
endoskeleton, or a skeleton with armor on the outside. I am a mech.
Oh, it's so fun
I
to
am
think about.
powerful.
It's so hard to think about because you get inside your own head, and it's scary.
I just hate that we can't. Well, we technically have abilities to get arms and stuff of that back, but not the same function. That's the only thing that made that thought really sad.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, robots all the time lose arms. I can't freaking grow. I can't get an arm back after I lose it. I'm not a lizard.
I mean, your body is just a computer. Like, nerve endings send signals to your brain to say they're in pain. You know, like... I don't know. A robot may not be able... A robot can't grow its own limbs back, but it can make them. So I guess we can make them.
Or, like, replace them with almost the exact same model number.
Yeah, we just can't...
But... Well,
there
technically we can. We can do that, but we'd have to have someone else die in order for that to be a possibility. So someone has to die or have a problem that you can take their body part.
I mean, yeah.
Or people who are able to donate a secondary organ. That they have to
say, like, organ donors. You know what an organ donor is, correct?
I am an organ donor, technically.
So
my license.
Yeah, once you die, they can use your stuff to save people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Snappy.
Yes.
Are you registered to be an organ donor?
I'm pretty sure.
Is it wrong if somebody did not have themselves
No.
registered as an organ donor?
I mean, it's just a choice.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, do you want to help someone possibly? I probably shouldn't have made it a thing where I'm an organ donor because I have issues, probably genetically.
I have issues.
I don't want any of that to somehow be transferred to the other person, if that's possible.
I mean, but like, I feel like you have to think of it, you can't think of it as that. You have to think of it out of context. Like, would this person rather have a not the best organ, or would they rather just die from not having an organ? You know, like, I don't know.
But then that only happens, like, if you actually, like, die in an accident or something like that. Like,
No.
I think they can still go on it if you die during surgery or something like that, but, like...
No matter how you die, if they can use organs, they can harvest organs.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you die of old age and somebody needs an old lung, like, that matches better. I don't know if you can do a lung, but I'd assume so.
I mean, you never want to hear the term harvest an organ ever again.
Is that not what it is?
What, you don't locally go to the black market every week?
Say you harvest organs sounds very,
My chandelure wants to be petted, and I don't know how I feel about that.
You can head pat.
At where? The fire?
Yeah. It's gonna be a little warm.
I'm gonna go cry.
I mean, okay, no, even more morbid. If I gave it a head pat, is it like Charmander? Like, if its flame bursts out, does it die?
Or if
Like,
a
if
Splink stops jumping, they
if I
die?
pat its head, do I kill it?
No. No, why would we guess that?
Because, like... But also,
What,
like,
Fred?
it's already dead. It's a ghost type.
So, does anybody want to search for Funko Pops with me?
I can't go back down that road.
It'll just burn your soul. Yo, it takes over your body instead.
Dude, I've had to sell all mine so I could stop thinking about them.
Oh my god.
And now people keep buying me them. I stopped buying them myself.
Oh no. That's like the thing of like girls being obsessed with like owls, and like the rest of their presence for the rest of their life is just gonna be owls.
Well, it's more the fact that they just like, oh yeah, you want a Funko Pop? No, not really. I'm buying you one anyway.
Use it
Okay,
for
whatever.
fuel. Yo, chandelure's gonna harvest your organs.
Well, on the topic of Funko Pop, since I brought it up, I want
What?
Pokemon
Since you
one,
brought it up.
the My Hero Academia one, and some of the Hamilton ones. Anyway,
Maybe she's throwing that onto someone else. Like, oh, someone else brought it up. Let me talk about it now.
Exactly. I'm gonna use this segue
I
from
have a My Hero
myself
pop.
to myself.
I have a My Hero Academia pop. It's just not a My Hero Academia pop at the same time.
Like, bro, go long. Throws it, starts running.
That's
I'm
what I imagine
sorry.
someone do if they don't have a father. It's like, catch the ball! And then they're throwing to catch their own ball.
Is that what you did?
No. I didn't like sports.
We
I
made
also
this
had
joke
friends
before.
at that point.
Doubt. Where did they go? Why did they leave?
They all became toxic individuals who all suck.
Ah, relatable. I'm one of
So,
those.
one of them spent 7 years manipulating me, so...
Me too.
Ooh. Gotta love that. Gotta love.
Well, the thing
Ew,
is,
I'm
you
not
can't, really,
saying that.
you can't say anything bad
Actually.
about it to the fact that it's like... I knew them since, like, 2nd or 3rd grade, and I stopped talking to them when I got into high school. It's like, kids manipulate people all the time and stuff like that, but, like, this dude, like, somehow knew what he was doing with manipulation, so at least it feels that way. But that, I don't know if that's just me, like, throwing it into the part where it's like, I want to blame him,
I don't know.
I mean,
but not blame him at the same time.
you have the
Do
right
whatever,
to blame
you know?
him if you feel that way.
Well, the thing is, he made me feel like everybody actually hated me. I spent my whole school career thinking everybody hated me because of him. So,
All my friends are toxic.
Yeah, you have a right to blame him. Anyway.
Shiny? No!
I only learned, like, the last 2 months of my high school career that nobody hated me. It was just the person I was hanging out with, which was him.
It was just
That
me.
they
I
didn't want
hated you in
anything
high
with
school.
me.
I didn't know you in high school.
So I'm very upset. Because I could have made more friends.
I wish I knew that I was gay in high school. I want the gay...
I wish my friends would have stopped calling me gay in high school.
My friends still did call me gay, but
But that's... a
might
fact
be
now.
because I was gay. I don't know.
But, like, I had a friend who wouldn't stop going on about how I'm the catcher if I were in a relationship.
That is definitely language.
But, I don't know how to feel about it for the fact that this person is in that group.
Whoa, wait,
people.
the catcher. Am I a catcher?
Yes.
What the frick? Yo, that's so
You're not
wild.
the
I'm gonna tell
giver.
my boyfriend.
You're not the one who throws the ball.
I'm not gonna be the thrower.
At least the way that you describe it.
That's crazy. I
So
never
what
thought
would
about
I
it.
be?
I don't know.
Most-
We
If
can't.
you're a straight woman, you would be the catcher, pretty much. Unless you are someone who likes pegging. But, like...
You are neither of those.
Obviously, like, you were not one of those nor the other. I
If you're
feel like we shouldn't use that one term on stream, by the way.
what? Pegging?
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe-
the thing is, it's like a normal word. It's like, oh, you're getting pegged in this situation. Like you have to respond to this answer. I'm pegging you for an answer. It's a normal term.
You better be. Anyway.
Right.
Like, I'm poking and
So-
prodding you for the answer.
Yeah, anyway. The catcher thing made me laugh. I that's great.
They only stopped calling me that after I, like, had 2 failed relationships during high school. That were both women. And I
Hey.
had, like, they would not see me try anywhere with...
Everybody has failed relationships, you know.
Well-
Snappy, are you still streaming?
Yes, actually.
Okay, I was just
I think it's at that time
checking.
where people just kind of signed off.
Yeah, you remember when I was like, I'm gonna go for an hour.
Oh, I'm gonna
Like,
cry.
that.
Anyways.
Or I'm pegging you for an answer. Oh, thanks. I mean, I guess you could get kicked by a pirate, and that would be a peg.
Or that too, yeah. The peg leg. So I feel like it's a completely normal term to say. As long as you're
No.
not probably
But
describing
that's
the
okay.
action of which one you mean.
Well, you did that in this very conversation.
I just described that I was trying to
Trey! Yo, it's so late. Yo, I streamed late and you showed up. That's amazing.
Who?
So,
Jingle
this
Bell.
is my friend IRL, which is crazy. Oh my god! Trey, I got to see Ashton today. And we caught up. Dude, it was crazy. Go to bed.
Hello.
How about sleep is for the weak?
I usually go to sleep at like 2.
I think people who only bring up the sleep is for the weak is people who are insomniac.
I say sleep is for the weak because I don't sleep on the weekends. That's hilarious, I know. Ashton works there now. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Yeah, he's having car problems too. I'm also having car problems, so I related him on that one.
Who hasn't had car problems at this rate?
Yeah, well,
Me?
me and my friend both drive very powerful sports cars.
I've never actually really owned a vehicle, so.
Stone family, welcome to the stream. Nobody saw that. Don't acknowledge that. People who use that phrase in general are cringe af. Bro, why are you calling me cringe? Why is everybody attacking me?
Wait, what phrase?
He goes to bed at 4 a.m. and wakes up at 9 a.m. Dude takes too much
sleepers for the
Adderall.
week.
Like, that's really it.
Amber's here.
They need to find a new phrase that is insanity, bro. Ambi, aren't you like the guy that's like, ugh, phrases, you know?
Sleep is only for the well prepared.
When people get a shiny and go, let's go, Ambi's like, don't say that. Like, don't say that.
Hey, can somebody do some math for me really quickly?
Is
I've
it for
been
your
working,
thing?
that's amazing.
I was hoping that Snappy would end his stream so I can answer your questions about the computer.
Me too, I
Oh.
wish I could end my stream.
It's calculator math. Or
I'm
is that
literally
something
I
not.
don't
you
know calculator math. Calculators are smarter than me.
I've been learning like 10 other streams. Yo, that's crazy.
You
I
have
am that guy.
a calculator pulled up.
Oh, that's
can't-
wild.
I don't know where my calculator went, so.
I am my own calculator. Let's go is very
My
cringe.
calculator, I think I gave to my younger brother for school, and I think he got rid of it.
Why would you?
Like the core 4, they're like, let's go! Pikachu and Eevee were okay. And I think that's hilarious. So,
Let's go Pokemon.
yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how much money I want to collect Funko Pops more in depth, and I'm trying to remember all the ones I want.
Also, I'm very upset that Walmart went up in price for their pops, so I'm just like, yeah, no.
Pops in general have gone up in price. It's
If they're
sad.
not if they're not $8 or $10, I don't want them.
I enjoy the shiny
Mhm.
reactions, but when they go, let's go, it's pathetic. Yeah, okay.
Let's go!
I mean, but also, like, most of my shiny reactions are just, yo! You know, like, I don't know, that's not crazy, you know? I don't know. I guess I am crazy, or I'm not crazy, and I don't know which one it is. God, I love that song so much. I literally, the day it dropped, I was like, I'm putting this on my playlist.
I'm tired of the song because my mom played it like on repeat.
I hate Snom. I absolutely love
I
that
love
song.
Snom. He's a
Snom
little
is,
butthole.
Snom is literally garbage.
I love Snom.
Have
He
you
doesn't
watched
have to be
Stranger
powerful.
Things? I don't exist. No, I have not watched Stranger Things. I told my mom about Stranger Things, because my mom likes likes popular shows after they become popular. So like my mom has been binge watching Breaking Bad, which is hilarious because my mom's an addictions counselor. So she just finished that one. So I was like, yo, Stranger Things, like that's also a good one. So yeah. I say whatever comes out and it's never that fair, that phrase. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My brain doesn't work when I get a shiny. So I just, you know. There was one time where it did work because I totally knew it was coming. Like I could feel the shiny coming in my soul. And then I just sat there and I was like, seriously? I'm pretty sure that was my Scrafty shiny. I was like, seriously? I miss hearing you say shit like you don't exist. Bro, I literally just don't. Ugh.
Yeah, no, I could definitely answer the computer questions later.
Yeah, you're never answering this question on the stream. I'm gonna keep streaming forever.
Well, it's just more the fact that like I don't want to go into a huge long thing that I might slightly be wrong about until I relook it back up. Or at least
Also,
look at prices now.
I'm so surprised that it let Trey swear. Like, I'm surprised YouTube didn't try to hide it. I don't know if it did. I wasn't watching it, but yeah.
Okay, hi, I'm back again. No, why are you apologizing? Why are you apologizing?
Oh,
What?
also, Trey, I went on. Oh my God, Trey should be so proud of me. I went on a huge rant about the ocean. Literally, this stream has been pure chaos. And it's amazing. But like,
Stream is terrifying.
I went on a rant about the ocean and like how freaking scary it is, and like, you know, how like metabolism is directly correlated to like how fast your brain thinks and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. It was really in depth. It was like 2-hour conversation. No, it was like an hour and a half. But
It's been
I hate
terrifying
snow.
tonight. And it's been out of affection, trust me. I've said you're scary out of affection, but
I should be terrified.
whew,
I love you, but you're scaring me.
pretty much.
We're on the same page.
I spent this
Yo,
whole stream trying to fix my PS3 and learned that the hard drive that I tried switching in is not working either.
I have had such chaotic energy tonight. On
Gotta
the same
love that
page we're twinning, yes.
I need someone to get
Gotta love-
this.
1 a.m. budgeting.
That sounds terrible.
Oh yeah, I forgot you guys are like farther in the future than I am.
Actually,
is
we
the
just
future
got
like?
disowned by our parents, but that's alright.
Snappy, I'm budgeting because I'm a nerd, and if I don't keep track of myself, I won't have money. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the same way, but like, budgeting and moving out wasn't on my terms, so, you know.
what?
He didn't have budgeting and moving out of his house on the mind.
Yeah, when it happened. Yeah, no, I just kind of,
It
Yeet.
just happened.
yeah,
He got
Oh.
yeeted out of his house by his parents.
it really do be like that. Which is crazy, because it happens to so many people, and I don't get it.
I'm still living in my house and I'm almost 23.
Yeah, but like, you're not me. I gotta go to bed, happy.
But I think my mom's also really progressive.
Woof! I gotta go to bed. Love you, Snappy. Hope you have a good stream tomorrow. Hope you have a good stream. TMO. TMO?
Also,
Am
when
I
I talk to my
stupid?
mom about my friends, I
Good
actually
night.
have to say their real names, or my mom gets really, really confused.
Yeah, so I'm actually kind of like surprised that Trey used my name as in like the, you know,
YouTube?
my YouTube name, and I'm kind of surprised. I don't know, maybe I've mentioned it during like work and stuff, but like, yeah,
When I talk to my mom about you, I have to say your actual name, or she just gets really confused, because for some reason, all my YouTube friends, if I use their YouTube names, all of them start with an S, and are like the same amount of letters. So,
but
there's Semi,
yeah,
Snappy,
so
there's Solar.
I'm kind of surprised that Trey went with Snappy, you know, because you did mention it. Oh my God, this dude remembers everything. Do you know my birthday, bro? That's like psychotic. I would laugh so hard if he was like, yeah, your birthday is this.
I know Bob's birthday's this month.
Also, like, please don't say the year of my birth. Don't put my birthday, like my whole birthday and my social security number, and like, you know, it'd be a little unnerving. But like,
I think Savage's birthday's on the 17th of this month, if I remember correctly.
yeah, I'm pretty sure Sebi's birthday is this month.
My younger brother's birthday is in a couple days.
I don't remember Trey's birthday, so I don't know.
Y'all scare me. How do you remember these things?
I don't. Well, Sebi told me like yesterday. He was like, "My birthday's
Well, I'm
this
gonna-
month," and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And
I've
that's
known
all I
Bob
know.
for 4 years, and he's only told me his birthday like in the first year that I know him, so I'm kind of just guessing at this point. Because I don't. His girlfriend's birthday is somewhere in May or March.
I only know people's birthdays when they're like literally on a holiday or like right before or after a holiday.
I have two friends
Mhm.
who I can remember their birthday perfectly fine. Just like, and they're dating just because their birthdays are slightly opposite of each other.
I
Don't-
dated a girl
Right after
whose
each other, and they're slightly opposite.
I dated a girl whose birthday was the 26th of December.
What was yours? The 62nd day of...
No,
That's
but like
weird.
imagine having your birthday being the 26th day instead of the 25th of December.
I know someone
Like,
whose birthday was
that's terrible.
the day before.
I'd feel so bad. Like anybody's birthday that's like right next to Christmas, like I feel terrible because Christmas is like the number one like birthday thing.
Ignore the
Um,
DM, Snappy. I didn't mean to send that.
That's like, what, 1 out of 365?
Yeah, like bro, even if it's like in
1,000 people or
December,
something?
like I feel bad for those people because
It's
like
only one...
my birthday's way far. My birthday is like I don't know, like 4 months after. So like, you know, I got a decent gap before my birthday presents come along. You know, like, but also like, yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like summer's the best months to be born.
No.
At least farther
No.
away from Christmas. You know, because you get the two separation.
I would say it's not... for early summer months, yes. For late summer months, no. Because my birthday was the same day as school starting for 6th grade.
Yeah. My birthday was usually like one of the last days of school.
Have I told you all how close I am? Like how close I was born to Christmas?
I'm sorry.
You were like a minute into it.
No, I'm born. I'm about
22,000 years before.
2 weeks after Christmas.
That's not terrible.
Imagine...
So-
One of my
having
friends
your
is
birthday on a
5
leap
days
year.
after Christmas, which is like
Imagine being born on a leap year.
one of my friends was born on a leap year.
Snappy, how many friends do you
I have a lot of friends. Most of them just have weird birthdays. But yeah, I think he's like 8. No, he's like 6 this year. Technically.
Why is it so hard to want to collect things? I know this is really off topic, but can I just collect things
I
without
collect
having...
birthdays.
Yeah, no,
Brain
I've
hurt.
had that same thought process at one point, and it caused me to stop wanting to collect things.
Brain hurt.
But people also made me feel like crap for trying to collect things because it's a waste of your money, and like I don't care. And then I started actually caring about what they said, and then I went into a depressive state.
I just want all of the Pokemon Funko Pops. Is that so much to ask for?
Dude, I'm hoping that when I get this Xbox, if I can ever get it and actually save my money for it, I don't feel like crap for buying it because it's like $500.
The new Xbox? Like
The
the
new
Series
Series
X?
Yeah, the Series X. And I said that on my stream yesterday, and the people were like, "Why don't you just go for the PlayStation? PlayStation's better." I'm like, I don't care.
No, I don't care.
It's like but they also asked me why don't I have a PS4. I'm like, I just got a PS3. I'm someone who played Nintendo and Xbox my whole life. Mainly
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, I never had anything other than DS's, 3DS's, you know, stuff like that, and Switches. I've never had an Xbox, never had a PlayStation. The only thing close that I've had is a PC, you know, and I bought that
Well,
myself.
technically, PlayStation
I bought
4s
all of
and
those myself.
360, like any Xbox console, are technically PCs with different OSs on it, but Yeah.
Shut up.
But no, I just want to get a new Xbox so I could play one specific game that is being remade from the ground up. And it's like one of my favorite games ever. And my mom recently told me, after I told her that, she's like, I'm jealous of what your brain is. Or how you are. Like, what do you mean? And she's like, just that you have a bubble that's not poppable when it comes to certain things. Because she would think it's unfathomable to go buy a console to play the same game that you can play on a different console.
I mean, I play Pokemon every day, so like.
Well, every Pokemon game is different, but like, I'm talking like,
Yeah, but I've played all of them.
like, Dead Space, or Twilight Princess actually, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. I own 3
Okay,
copies
yeah,
of it.
Yeah. I bought my DS's for the sole reason to play. Well, I mean, Pokemon was just a plus, but I wanted to play the new Super Mario Bros. That I used to speedrun, and that's the only reason I bought one of my DS's. So I guess I understand more.
I bought Twilight Princess 3 times. Actually, technically, I bought it twice, and the other one was a gift. But
I used to be like that with Minecraft. I had Minecraft on literally everything.
I have 360, the Xbox One edition. I have the second version of the Xbox One edition. I have the one on Switch. I have the one on computer. I have Bedrock. I have a second Java account, actually. Minecraft's like the game that I own the most copies of.
I feel like that's with a lot of people. Yeah, because I have it on the Switch. I have it on both computers. I have it on my phone.
I couldn't stand
Is
it on
that
the phone.
it?
So I could bought it on the phone.
I used to have it on the 3DS, but I don't anymore.
I could freaking. If I had gotten Minecraft back then, I wouldn't have been able to play it on the 3DS because I didn't have the new 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way you could play it, is on the new 3DS. Or it wouldn't work. I just got a new 3DS after Bob owed me money and paid me back, and then I spent it all immediately in that moment on a 3DS off of eBay. I don't have self-control over money, so...
I feel like you would all envy me for how much money I have in my savings account.
I don't think so.
I feel like you're the only one that wouldn't, but I feel like Sebby and Fallen both would.
So I don't listen to Dave Ramsey very much.
Oh my god, I had a teacher who's like, yeah, just only listen to Dave Ramsey. He's like the only person who knows anything about money. I'm like, he sounds like a whack job.
So he has a couple smart things. You know, everybody has something smart that they say. So he has a couple decent things on money. And one of the things he says...
Say, but like, they're not important.
One of the things he says is like, get a savings account. Like, have an emergency fund for emergencies. You know? So you put, hopefully, if you have a job, you put $1,000 into your emergency money. Right? And then you like make sure you're safe, try to pay off debt, you know, stuff like that. And if you have an emergency, you can solve it. You don't go into debt trying to solve your emergency. And then he was like, put 2 or 3 months of solid income just into your savings, just into your emergency.
Wait,
So
what if you have to pay for something monthly?
Yes, so you're going to do so, right? You put like, let's say 3 months. Let's say you make $1,000 a month. You need to put 3 months of that income, so you need to put $3,000 into your savings account. Obviously, you cannot do that in 1 month. You're going to do that over the course of like a year.
Wait, what if I don't trust banks?
Well, then you have a lot more problems than you were willing to admit.
I just don't want to have someone else control of my money, or at least have. But I also want to go buy something and not have to worry about the whole bank system or someone going into my account without me knowing and stealing all
So the
my
bank
money.
system is actually now safer than actual cash. So if you're worried about that, you should be far more worried about actual cash.
I didn't even want to get a PayPal account originally.
So online banking is so much more safer than like actually banking with cash, which is really weird to say in this day and age, but it is true. But yeah, so
If I had all my money for the Xbox on my PayPal account, that they wouldn't take it because it's
probably not. You'd have to.
it's not a normal purchase. I only ever make anything that's like less than $30 in a purchase.
Yeah. So.
I don't want to deal with that.
But yeah, I have what 3 months of savings in my savings for emergencies, which is nice. But
If I can get this Xbox, I'm getting it in person. I'm just like dropping every ounce of money I have.
Ready, welcome to the stream.
I was gonna originally try to do the monthly thing because Xbox, like Microsoft, has this monthly payment thing to do whatever. But I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
I want to do it, but I also don't want to have it.
It's definitely hard, especially in your position. But they probably wouldn't give it to you monthly because you'd probably have to put your income in.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And then you'd be screwed.
It's just it'd be way easier for me to do the monthly stuff, but like I don't want to keep owing someone money constantly. And most of the time, when you do pay that stuff, you're paying more.
Yes, you are paying more. If you pay in payments, you're always paying more. Because you pay in interest.
So I wanted to get all the money, which would be like maybe $550 because of tax. I don't know if tax went down or stayed the same where I am. per dollar?
I would not be able to answer that question for you.
I mean,
Unfortunately.
if it moved, it
Either
probably went
6
down.
cents per dollar.
And it depends on what it's on.
Because the other stuff also have different tax, like alcohol.
And
That's
gas.
a completely
And
different tax.
cigarettes. Yeah.
So, but I don't think video games even have. I think video games are just regular tax.
Yeah, video games are. I mean, it's more or less just a product.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I hate SNOM. I literally ran into 2 of them
But like,
back to back.
if it's 8 cents per dollar, and I was buying something that was $500, that would be about $40. It'd be like 39 or so, like 39 to $40. Just in tax. That's hard
It
for me
is.
to believe.
It is ridiculous. You are absolutely right.
Like when I was a kid, like most people don't understand that when they're a kid. Like when a price says a price, they're not like a kid's never gonna think of tax. And when I got Soul Silver and Heart Gold, they're like my grandma actually had to pay for the tax because I didn't have the money specifically for the tax. I had like the $39.99 for a DS game.
Yeah, I mean, I did the same thing. But my parents would always be like proud of me that I got the money, and they were like, "Yeah, I'll just pay for the tax," you know. Like, yeah, I bought an entire 4-wheeler when I was like 11, I think. I
That's
racked up
awesome.
$500 to go buy this 4-wheeler.
Like, oh, frickin', I have the money for this, and like, wait, no, there's tax. Damn it. So I have to earn like $550 just to like make sure that I can actually pay for the Xbox.
Yep.
But I just hope that when I do buy it, I don't feel like I wasted my money, or 2, people are gonna make me feel like crap about it, or I'm gonna make myself feel crap about it for buying it.
I'm gonna go, yo, thank you for coming out. I appreciate it.
I just hate having to buy something and make myself feel terrible for buying it.
You will always feel bad. It's like a, what is it called? Buyer's remorse?
But like I
Sexual thing?
don't regret buying the item. It's just more the fact that I don't want to make myself feel like crap.
Yeah,
for buying
exactly.
it.
It's all in your head. I mean, yeah.
But
it's
it's
buyer's
like, my grandma
remorse.
always made me feel bad for buying video games. And I think that's where it kind of stems from. It's just like she always made me feel bad if I bought anything like that. Especially now, since I'm 22 and I don't really have a job.
Yeah, it's like, that's a real thing. Like, I've done it to somebody. I tried to buy a running, driving car for $200. And then I saw the car and I went, nope. Which is crazy, because it was running and driving.
$200, so.
Yeah, so... But I'm kind of glad I didn't buy that car. Even though it was a $200 car, but yeah.
Well, running and driving a car for $200 is like, even if it breaks down in a month, you still made that money back technically in its use.
Depends on how you look at it.
Well, yeah.
To get it drivable, like on the road, it would have been a lot of work. But yeah, the car was a Dodge Avenger. It was a it was a '95 Dodge Avenger. Kind of a cool car, but yeah. But I also had that the other day when I sold my Dodge Dakota, which I loved. I sold my Dodge Dakota, and the guy, like a week or 2 later, goes, "You sold me a bad vehicle," and I said, "I don't think I did. You want to give me it back?" And the guy was like, "No," and I was like, "Okay, so what do you want me to do about it?" I was like, "What do you want me to do about it?" And he was like, "I want you to give me money for this truck." And I was
No.
like,
That's not how it works.
When
No,
you
bro.
pay for it and it goes off my yard, it's your responsibility. You're the one who chose to buy it. You're the one who accepted it. If
Yeah,
there was
so-
problems later, they're not the original owner's fault.
and essentially what I said is, I sold you a vehicle that I believe to be reliable, and then I drove to Kansas City every week. I drove an hour, over an hour, about an hour and a half every week, really far away. I never had a single issue with it. I'm sorry that you feel that you have had an issue with it. Or like, I'm sorry, it's been reliable for me. I'm sorry if it hasn't been reliable for you. I don't remember. I made it pretty smooth, but...
I blocked someone because I sold someone an item and like, you didn't give me all the parts. I'm like, I definitely built that before I gave it to you. I definitely built it, made sure all the parts were there, and I made it like $5 or $10 cheaper than what the item was actually worth.
Yeah.
And they still have the audacity to come to me and say, you gave me a set or a thing with less money, or not less money, less parts than what was originally meant for it. So I just ended up muting them instead of talking back to them.
Yeah, it's always hard with stuff like that.
I sold it to them for $20 too. It was a Lego set that I didn't need. I had the box, had all the plastic bags that all the parts came in, the instructions, and everything else. The only thing I didn't put in there was the extra pieces, and I made sure that I built the thing with every piece, every sticker, everything, and then took it all apart. And I didn't even take it all the way apart. I took it in pieces and put it in the box. That's way more than what other people would get if you bought that from someone else. You wouldn't get the original bags. You wouldn't get the instructions in really good condition. You probably wouldn't get the box.
Buying things online is so hard, and selling things online is even harder.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm not talking tons.
That's fine. Also, Snappy, when are we doing Fall Guys?
Fall Guys Fridays, right?
I don't know. At this point, we kind of just don't follow the schedule.
Yo's 1 week.
Would we say that, but then it's like, it's not really.
Yeah, between my work schedule, Snappy's work schedule.
With Minecraft,
both of my games just changed,
Mondays?
and that's crazy. Now it's like moonlight out. Oh no! Oh, it changed days, so it's not snowing here anymore. Oh.
Oh?
Means I can't hunt there.
Well, that sucks.
Well, hopefully I can hunt somewhere else.
Imagine trying to grind and something like that, and then something like that happens. Damn you, weather!
I'm such a nerd, and it really shows when I want to purchase things like this. I mean, there's nothing wrong with me being a nerd. I just don't really realize how much of a nerd I am up until this point.
I think in me, not having a lot of money has made me realize that I don't really need stuff to exist, I guess. But even then, I still want stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with the stuff I get.
I just want my Kraganol.
I'm tempted to try to fix all the game consoles that I have that are broken, that I have duplicates of, just to sell them for part of the stuff. It's like, I spent, I think, like, a lot of my birthday money and Christmas monies some year just buying old broken consoles. And my grandma was like, that's a big waste of money.
Definitely
most
depends
of
on
the
how
ones
you
that
look
actually
at it.
used for people have actually worked. They're still working. There's so many things that I've bought over the years that I get made fun of. Or I shouldn't have probably bought. And it's all nerdy stuff.
Okay, so I'm about to have a solid ass nerd moment, but you know, kinship go burr.
Genshin Go Burr.
No, kinship. Like kinning a character, or like
Oh.
like an animated character.
I still have no
Mother-
idea what that means, to be quite honest. I've heard people say it all the time, but I just don't really. It's like, is it standing for someone? Is it like?
Hang on just a second. I'll send you the definition.
It's like I wanna haha in my room with that person, or
I think that's
boom
called
boom boom boom. I want you in my room.
I was
And then
just
you're a
thinking
fictional
that.
character.
Okay, hang on. I'm sending you the definition in DMs fallen. So this is a really poor definition, and I kind of hate how not defined it is.
Like you feel the same as that person.
It can be like you guys could have like the same like backstory, or like the same type of like background, I guess, and like if you relate to how that person like is background wise, or if you have a lot of the same traits as them, or aspirations, or things along that line. At least that's how I've always understood it.
I tried looking it up, and the thing that's giving me the definition of is the quality of state of being kin relationship.
Kin means family. It's a familial thing too. Like if you can find yourself familial, like if you feel familial with them, or like things are really familiar, is another way I identify it.
A family that loves each other. Nice.
Alright. I think it's time.
Oh, you think it's time?
I do think it's time.
What, to get the shiny, or?
No, to go to and stream. Right, Snappy?
Maybe. I'm gonna like get this
Or
last
maybe he
crack
just
now.
goes for another 8 hours. Like a madman that he is.
I don't think Snappy's off tomorrow, because under normal circumstances I think he'd attempt to do that, but
Also, I feel like crap for not doing anything when everybody else is doing something.
Relatable. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Oh my god, I'm getting rated.
Oh, you're getting rated.
really?
You're getting rated.
Literally started my outro.
Yeah,
And now I'm
you're
getting
rated.
rated.
Welcome in, I guess we're
Oh
gonna
my
keep
goodness.
going.
But I will read everybody's
going.
names and I will give everybody the time of day.
I guess we'll do a few more encounters.
Let's keep going.
Just run around with it.
How many are you at right now, Snappy?
Joyce, thank you for subscribing. Okay, I'm gonna wait until like I get an encounter and things calm down. Okay, Jessica Castro, welcome to the stream. Oh god, there's too many links. Andrew, welcome to the stream. Shelter, welcome to the stream. The Snorlax Whisperer, welcome to the stream. Joyce, welcome to the stream as well. Pixie, Sylveon, welcome to the stream. You're hiding amongst the links. Okay.
Yay.
Gavin, welcome to the stream. Gavin's link as well, I believe. Yeah, okay, so one of those
We
is
are
Gavin's
sorry.
link, and one of those is Snorlax Whisper's link.
Alright.
Please check those people out.
What were you streaming, Snorlax?
Yeah, what were y'all streaming?
Probably something Pokemon.
Nah, bro. We don't play Pokemon here.
There's one game that I want to stream that's Pokemon, and I don't know if I can do that right now.
Lapis Dragons, welcome to the stream. Should I go to 1700 or 1800 encounter?
Yeah, I feel like more than 1800 would
Might
be
as
good,
well.
as long as you know
If I get
the
another,
raid.
if I get another raid, I'm just gonna scream.
And if you go to an even
Crow's
number, it's better
Nest,
for the
welcome
brain.
to the stream as well.
Even number makes the brain go brr.
Yeah, but like, we're hunting for Garatina, and I won. Nice. I still have to hunt for Garatina as well. Yeah, I'm definitely have to hunt for that myself. Dude, I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten since
Snappy?
lunch.
So you haven't gotten the shiny Cryag on stream. I just realized, and
Hey, the stream is still going.
currently, yes, but if you hit 1,800 encounters, let's say you do 200 more on the next stream, very unlikely. Probably only will get into like 100, depending on
I
how
mean,
long
I
you
did,
stream.
what,
But
250, 300 this stream?
yeah, it depends on how long you want to stream next stream, of course. But if you hit 2,000, you'll be 4 times over
4 times
odds,
odds.
right?
Yep.
Stream's
Also,
going
my
good.
controller has been dying all the entire stream.
Now you're severely over odds for this triagonal.
Oh, this is nothing compared to my Tortuga. My Tortuga was 4,000. I started going for Mewtwo. He also got Shiny Stormery. Who's playing the other Pokemon game? Me.
Snappy's doing dual shiny hunting, so he's playing 2 separate games on 2 separate devices.
Yeah, it's just me by myself streaming with people in chat. Or with people in call, vibing. But yeah. Whoop. I saw a boy.
We have myself, Rix, in the VC, and we also have Fallen Official YT in the stream. Or in the VC, not in the stream. Technically both.
This stream has been wild. I started this stream, and I was going to stream for an hour. And if you look, it's definitely been a little bit over an hour.
Last it was over 2 hours.
You're nearing 3 hours, actually.
Yeah, so I was supposed to go for an hour, which is wild. And then I was like feeling good. This stream has been like a incredible stream for my mental health, and I've been ranting about, you know, deep sea fish and the inner machinations of my mind, and
Inner machinations of my bacon mind.
Also talked about, I believe we talked about the state of the world and how, you know, it's crumbling, but I don't remember if that was in this stream or not. It's been such a long stream. But yeah, we've talked about like money and like.
I went on with my problems that probably people shouldn't hear.
Yeah. I did that as well. So yeah, can relate. I got the shiny Starly, I don't know, the last stream, I think. So that's also been a vibe.
So Snappy, after stream, are you gonna stay in call or are you just gonna honk out?
I have no idea. I might stay in call and make myself some food, if I even have food.
Nice.
That will be the plan. But yeah, that's what my life has been looking like. Anybody was wondering. I want the shiny Craggle. I do has the shiny charm, so be like that. What was your first shiny? Like my first shiny in this game or my first shiny ever? Because my first shiny in this game was Togepi. And I have a competitive Togetic, which is amazing. And then Mimikyu is my second one for a competitive Mimikyu. I started shiny hunting on the basis that I wanted a competitive Pokemon. And then I got the shiny before I got my competitive one, so I just made, you know. My first shiny ever was, dude, I know I got a shiny, I know I got a shiny Sneasel, and I thought my game was broken, so I turned it off. Pokedarks Jake, welcome to the stream. It has been a while. So yeah, so I got that shiny, and then I got my first shiny that I caught was a Ghastly. Gavin Poggins gives me a $1 dono. I appreciate that.
Now, if only 4 more people donate $1,
I was gonna say, should I open a pack for that? I'm really tired. It's like
you should get 4 more people to donate you $1.
Yeah, I do card pack openings for $5, and they will have your name on it. If I pull anything good, it will have your name on it. I feel you on the making food part. Eating some tacos and quesadillas right now. I'm very hungry. Yo, I wish I had some tacos or quesadillas. It'd be so good right now. Alright, I have one more. Gotta send the homies some peaches. I appreciate that. I have a nice peach if I do say so myself. Yeah, she's just in my room. That's a terrible joke.
Who's in your room?
The boom, boom, boom.
Alright, I think I should send this raid to somebody else because I'm dying. There's that super chat. Look how cute that Pikachu is. It's also huge, and I don't know why.
Because your alert is really big.
I mean, yeah, I've got a very nicely sized alert there. You know,
All my alerts are tiny.
it's
So
average sized actually.
I made mine specifically tiny.
Are you still going?
Who?
Okay, not anymore.
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh, what? Oh gosh.
Are you gonna have to open a card pack before?
2, 4, 5. Yeah. Card pack time. Card pack time. Okay. I have some fusion strikes. What fusion strike would you like? I got a Genesect, I got a Gengar, I got a Bulltown. I think that's it. I may not. But we love those cute Pikachus. Look at him. Look at him, so cute. What card pack would you like? I'm gonna also encounter another Kraganol while we wait.
How long are your alerts, bro?
I don't know.
So long.
An alert amount of time.
That Pikachu was on there for a long time.
Genesect for sure. Cool. That's the first one on the thing.
I'm almost done with my budgeting chart. Are y'all proud of me?
Indeed.
It just
Here's the
means you're
code
adulting
card.
better
It
than us.
is white.
Especially better than me.
I hate how
Oh,
the camera doesn't like the code cards, but that's fine.
Technically,
It should like
I
everything
have
else.
to make total, like total this all out, and this is definitely a lot of estimated numbers in there, but it's not going to be a pretty amount of money. Oh my god.
Alright, we have, hopefully, a, I think that's focused. Is it focused? I don't know. We have a Lighting Energy. Ooh, that Sharpedo looks cool. Look at the Sharpedo. We have a Heliolisk. We have a Dunsparce. Wow, it'd be crazy if I got a Smeargle right now. It's a Smeargle! Oh my god. Didn't call that at all. We had a Carvana to match our Sharpedo.
Carvana.
We have a Clamperl, Fusion Strike Clamperl. We have a Rapid Strike, or a Single Strike Skarmory. What do we got? We got a, oh, this is not the last one. We got a Morpeko, and then we got a Marill, Reverse Hollow Marill, and our crazy card is, ooh, a Goodra. I like that art. It's
Is
kind
it
of
like a
cute.
full art? Oh, okay.
No,
I
it's just
pulled
a
up on
Goodra.
stream. Is it
But that's pretty cool.
That's
is
pretty
it
cool.
regular? Like no hollow even?
Nope, it's just a plain Goodra, but it is cool. I love that art.
Dang.
Dog champ.
But yeah, I can put it in my deck of cool stuff. I have a Bolthound V. Yep, oop, eep, oop, eep, oop. Okay, I can't.
Beep,
There
beep,
we go.
beep, beep, beep,
Bolthound V.
beep,
I
beep.
have a Sandaconda. I have a Rillaboom. I have a oop, oop. I have a Dodrio. I have a what is this boy called? The Inteleon. And then I have a I
You
have a
got one of those
Toxtricity.
books?
Hollow Toxtricity. Yeah.
You bought a little book.
So yeah, I actually got that from a friend. So yeah. I don't think anybody's playing any Pokemon.
Let me check who's live on my end too. Just in case.
I don't really follow anybody who does Pokemon.
I don't really follow anybody.
Dang, I don't have any Pokemon. That's unfortunate.
Well, then maybe be a better trainer and catch some Pokemon.
I'm not gonna read this guy because I don't really like that guy.
God, I cringed myself.
I don't really have anybody for us to raid Snappy, so this is all you. If I had so many Pokemon, it would be a little different, but I don't have any Pokemon right now.
I don't know. I
guess you'll have
don't really like
the
anybody
train die.
that's
Can't find anybody. You're gonna have to let the train die.
Hey, I've killed a lot of trains.
Realville
Not
off the
games
track.
though.
Choo!
Chugga. I don't know why, but my brain went to the depressing state of Thomas the Tank
No.
Engine.
Why is
Do I-
everybody like not loud?
I mean, it is 1 something in the morning on a Wednesday.
Alright,
It's
well,
Wednesday, my dudes.
I'm just gonna get out of here. I appreciate the raids, I appreciate everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, do everything the YouTubers tell you to do, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.